And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 132. So I hope you guys had a great week, and I hope you guys are currently having a great weekend. Our featured guest tonight is going to be Arthur Nix and Mugen Lord. Arthur was on the Iron Man podcast one time before I retcon that show like DC Comics likes to retcon their continuity in comics. He said, basically, I'm going to be like your dad. I'll be in your life a little bit, then leave you, then come back. So he completed that story arc, actually. He came back the one time, and now he's back. Mugen Lord launched his comic. Was Vampire Killers for Venus Orion Comics. It actually reached its funding goal on Kickstarter. So that's also good as well. As you guys know,
congratulations.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. It's not every day you see a black man trying to do something with his life, other than those ones that try to shoot people and kill people and do all the crime.
Oh my God.
Crazy, Yeah, someone asked me, they're like, why don't you see a bunch of black people working like the Senate or the House? Like, well, because they're probably doing all the crime. They don't want to be people prosecuting the people doing the crime.
Geez.
Just pointing out. That's probably how it works.
It's called white collar crime, not black collar. Come on.
Just for legal, the views of MSK are not the views of everybody on this podcast or live stream.
Not necessarily. They'll privately DM me and be like, oh, okay, I agree with you there, man. So hope you guys enjoy the show. As you guys know, for myself, currently working on my goals for 2025. It's going to be putting out content consistently. I think we've been doing that. I've been going pretty hard, not in my wife because she left me for Tyrone, but I've been going hard on the channel. Videos have been coming out on my comic book channel. Videos have been coming out. I'm going to try and get those other two channels off the ground this year, but everything will happen in due time. What was the thing that fucking hell? It was a line that Thanos said in Infinity War. Fucking hell, so many he said that were pretty iconic. I'm not gonna lie.
I have no idea who you are.
You didn't watch Infinity War? Arthur, what is wrong with you?
No, that was one of his lines in the movie.
One of his lines. I have no idea who you are.
I'm cultured. I lost to the white man.
You're just talking to MSK regularly because nobody knows who this guy is. Come on. No.
What was the line he said? One doesn't consider fun when balancing the universe.
Didn't he say you should have went for the head?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, man. Did Thor really screw everyone over? Literally, could have just straight up killed them with it.
No, it wasn't Thor. No. It was the guy who shouldn't have been there. The Warlord, Star-Lord guy, whatever.
Yeah,
you're right.
He messed it up beforehand.
Yeah. When he was going after, when he thought the green bitch was liked him or something. He was not the green bitch. It was hot, the hot green bitch. Yeah.
Oh man, dude, why do heroes got to do that? Instead of finishing the job, they got to inner monologue to the villain. No, kill that motherfucker. Can we just finish this up? No, didn't happen. But WZ, he's like, who asked you? Send me the names. What the hell are you talking about? You on crack, dude? What the fuck? That's false, Andrew. Everyone who shows up to this channel agrees with everything MSK says.
That's why MSK invites like 4 to 5 people on here. It's to balance out his ridiculousness.
Actually true. Yeah. Oh, man. But did we have a really interesting week? So LA is still currently burning to the ground. Well, that certain area is. Our governor is trash. I can't believe our governor decided to lay out a tweet. And keep in mind, he's either doing it himself or he has a social media manager. Both of them are idiots. Put out a tweet that laid out the facts, as he said. Every fact was proven wrong, and the link to the website was not even to the website with the facts. It was just to a different website. Like, just talk about a fucking loser. If you voted for that guy, good Lord. I don't know what else to say. You deserve. What was it saying back when we were growing up? You get what you deserve. Something like that.
You get what you pay for. You get what you pay for.
Fucking hell, man.
You get what you voted for now. Shit.
Dude, there's like I scroll through Facebook because I'm trying to try and do something with it very soon. I was just scrolling through like older people's posts. This lady literally is about to go to therapy because Donald Trump became president. Like, bro, are you serious? How many Republicans do you know went to therapy when Joe Biden became president?
We don't have time to go to therapy. We have jobs.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Good gosh, man. If you got to go to therapy over a president fucking inauguration, just, I'm not going to say delete yourself, but I would say bring your fucking phone down.
Seek Canadian healthcare. That's a new one that I heard.
That was crazy. Just recently. Because, people say like, man, why don't we have universal healthcare? In Canada, since it's free, but you have to wait in very long lines, there was like 10,000 people that ended up dying waiting for free healthcare.
Oh, but one of the things that they're doing is with their military specifically that has PTSD, they are now suggesting that they seek an end-of-life type treatment, early euthanasia. They're actually legitimately their soldiers to just seek euthanasia when they feel too sad about the PTSD.
Hey, Emily, how are you doing? I know there's going to be a TikTok ban coming up very soon, but unless Trump extends it.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're all going to that red note or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
10:30 Eastern time tonight is when they're going to shut it down.
I'm so glad I never invested
It's
into
an hour
that
from
platform.
now. It's an hour from now. Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm so glad I never invested into that platform. Imagine all your hard work just going away like that.
Are they going to shut it down, or are they just going to make it so you can't? What's it called? Update the app. I mean, I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know how it all works. I don't know.
I think TikTok's plan is to actually shut it down for US users, so you could probably get around it with a VPN. But
I was going to say,
my thinking they
want
want to make the user base really mad, so the user base goes after Congress and Senate, like hammers their phone lines.
So we'll do intros, and then we'll start talking about some US problems, which are a lot of them. It's crazy. If anyone beside me and Mugen Lord say this, you guys would get called racist. If you tell people that black people commit like most of the crime, they're like, well, they only commit crime because they're in bad areas. I know plenty of people in bad areas, low-income housing that do no crime whatsoever. Being poor does not automatically mean you just go and do crime. That is not an excuse.
Isn't the statistics 13% of people?
Yeah. Those
do 50% of the crime.
Those darker skinned people that wear do-rags and sag their pants and talk about rapping and running trains on women. Crazy, that race.
So you
Amish,
the Amish? Holy crap!
Hey, I live in the middle of Amish country, my friends. I see horse and buggies all the time around here. Yeah,
aren't those guys like always building stuff?
Those guys are awesome at building shit, man.
Yes, they are.
They're
Very
fixing.
Much so.
They're fixing.
I've seen
more
those
North
videos
Carolina
where they
than,
straight up like pick up a whole house. Like they get like 40 people and they just walk a house down the road. You're like, Jesus Christ.
North Carolina had a hurricane, and they're like, you know what? Government's not gonna help us. Okay, so just fix our own state up. That's actually based. That's actually really based. That's what guys should do. Like this new sissy way for men to be. No, if shit hits the fan, you just fucking fix your life. Can't wait.
If the Amish learned how to weld, America would be like Wakanda in 2 days.
Well, or you could be like the Muslims where they just grape everyone. Apparently Muslims just grape people. That's just what is wrong with them. What is wrong with those people? I didn't want
they use power tools. Some of them use power tools. Like they get around it somehow. There's some type of loophole they use for power tools. I wonder what the thing is with welding.
Their sect is.
Yeah.
There's
probably some badass Amish welders out there.
I think they would have to use the grid for welding though, because I know like some of the more liberal sects, they do use like generators, so they're not attached to the worldly power grid, but it really does depend.
Well, speaking of terrible people, actually, we should do a tier list one day of the ranking ethnicities.
I thought you were giving me an introduction. My bad.
That's what I was saying. Who's going to introduce now? I said this ought to be good.
I'm just saying though, if most people put black in the bottom, I'm gonna be like fist bumping you just secretly, But we'll start with Arthur. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Been staying busy, making a lot of content. I've was doing like hard politics for a long time, and I got bored with that. So I'm doing some of the politics. I've been talking about like entertainment news, a little bit of gaming news. Covered a whole lot of
pirate software over the course of this week. Captain Voice Changer and his WoW controversy. I think that was very important to cover.
It has some serious IBS and sector vibes going on right now with a lot of content creators trying to create drama and get their audiences to be super bloodthirsty for the sake of content. And I think that's not a very good idea. If you remember internet blood sports, it gets real nasty real quick.
Yeah, because keep in mind, a lot of people don't know this. There are some sections of fandom, not all of them, that actually do stuff in real life. There was one I remember because I wasn't super into this game, Skyrim. There's a company that runs them, it's Bungie or whatever. There was this guy that would constantly go to the people's workplaces and harass them. Constantly, and he actually got sued for that. It's just one of many instances. I know recently we had the whole Goonergate drama that ended up happening. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry about that. I actually have a video coming out cooking that stupid, worthless whore, Melanie Matt. Don't worry. It's going to be probably the best video I've ever did in my entire life. I'm just going to start cooking. And when I start cooking women, it's good, actually. You know, it's crazy how people say this lady's a Christian. you're like, oh, Christian people, it's crazy in the Bible. They're not supposed to have tattoos. I think the scripture is like not supposed to have unholy ink on your body. And people said, well, she had them before she became a Christian. Not true. Mugen Lord posted that video earlier today. She had any tattoos on her body. These are things that she willingly got later on as she became a Christian, not a Christian in any way. You're not supposed to have tattoos. That's the rules.
Well, that depends. That depends on your interpretation, because all of that is from Levitical law, which primarily applies to the priesthood more than anything else. And there's a lot of debate on the context of where that applies and how. So there are a lot of denominations of the Christian church that don't have a problem with tattoos. So it just kind of depends on your interpretation of that particular scripture. And a lot of the modern Christians tend to move away from the more deterministic views of the Old Testament.
All right.
Who's Melanie Mack?
It's some internet.
She's a turbo thought trying to police anything that looks sexual while dolling herself up with makeup and wearing relatively revealing clothing herself.
Yeah, she used to be kind of like she used to be in the video game like journalism sector back in the day, and then she was kind of a lefty. Then she said like, "Oh, I found my way." Yeah, she has very many, or there's a lot of posts out there that are very leftist. And then she came to find Christianity and stuff in the last probably 4 or 5 years, and she's been
since 2021.
About 4 years or so, yeah. And then she started hanging around with like I guess you would call it this side of the internet or whatever. And so she was kind of on board with a lot of stuff. And then she's like a huge Lara Croft fan, which everybody knows that that's a pretty sexualized character. But then she's like,
deliberately so.
You can't do it with this character though. You can't do it over here. It's like if it's something that's not something she likes, then it's off the board.
Oh, let me just add on to his point. In her room, there's this little animal called the Ponchita. It's from an anime called Chainsaw Man. I only watched episode 1 because I thought that it was just trash. That anime, that main character, all he wants to do is fondle chicks' boobs. That's it. So I'm pretty sure if you're a Christian, you wouldn't be watching that.
And what is wrong with that?
I'm not religious. I don't care. I like fondling women. I like it. But I was saying, if you're a hardcore if you're a hardcore Christian, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be watching that degenerate, lustful content. Right? Crazy.
It's like Leviticus 32C or something,
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if people are religious. I don't believe in space wizards, but if you want to be religious, that's cool. It's just not for me. I don't believe in freaking gods in the sky that I can't see. The reason why I can believe this is a fucking can I can hold. The reason why I can believe in women, I can see them, and God made us better. Because if you do believe in God, he made us better. We don't have periods. We can't give birth. We're strong, healthy. We run the world. Thank you, God, if you do exist. Women came second. Remember, women were created because we needed emotional support. And they're always going to be second place. Come on. He created Adam
WZ's
first.
got some fighting words. He says Christians don't like boobs. I am a Christian and I like boobs.
Yeah. Because keep in mind, if you are a Christian, you shouldn't be watching that if it makes you lust, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. Or you simply some people actually aren't. I know people on the internet aren't actually smart. They're just fucking idiots. Some dudes aren't fucking weirdos. We can just watch stuff and go, all right, cool. Moving on to the next thing. Most of us aren't just like sexually depraved weirdos,
So you're saying that you're not into armpits then?
No,
and you can see a nicely drawn character or animated one like Invisible Woman back here or whatever, and be like, that's appealing. That looks good, but I'm not going to sit there and be like, Jesus Christ, that's my waifu or whatever the fuck these people talk about.
Yeah,
like, dude, you're going too far. Like there's levels of this where it's like, okay, yeah, fine, that's appealing to look at. I get it, fine. I'm not gonna sit there and fantasize about the damn thing all day. Like,
well, yeah, and you're not gonna sit there and lust after and be like, man, I gotta take my pants off and start whacking it. It's like, no one does. Like people say, dudes just only want hot women in games and want to beat off. There's no proof of that. There's literally no proof of that.
That'll ruin your controller.
Who is straight up whacking it to fucking Rouge from Sonic? No one.
A lot of times when I play MMOs, I'll pick chick characters. It's because I don't want to sit there and stare at a dude for like 200 hours when I'm playing this game.
Hey, I'll say it. Syndra in League of
don't.
Legends is wearing like some BDS dominatrix outfit. I don't fucking sit there and be like, man, I'm looking at her tits while I'm playing this character. Like, no, people aren't like that.
At least like you're at a certain angle, whatever that angle's called. I forget what it's
you can
called.
zoom in on angle too. You can zoom in on.
Well, with like MMOs, you're like right behind your character. It's like playing a third person, you know, or whatever. You're just always there, so your character is always on your screen. So
this is
you can sit there and look at it for hundreds of hours, especially if you're playing an MMO. You're putting some hours into that shit.
John Rocks, what's up, buddy? If you're new here, but nice to meet you. Glad you stumbled upon the stream. But yeah, side facts. How you doing, man? How was your week so far?
Good. Been chilling. Finally, I moved a bunch of my stuff around here in my studio area. So I'm gonna paint my wall tomorrow. I got a bunch of other posters down below me that I need to hang up after it's all painted. And I need to get some lighting fixed up in here because this shit's ridiculous. But other than that, I'm good, man. Just got a lot of work to do, or a lot of stuff to get going.
This man avoided me on DA's stream for his top 3 sex positions, and he said, "I'll just do it with your wife." Yeah, he avoided me. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. But I have him as
ask your wife. She knows.
You know, it's crazy. It's like, I have him as my token white guy. It's good. He can be in the chocolate. You know. No, I hate you guys. No. You guys are not my audience, man. Fucking hell. All right, Mugen Lord, what's up, man? How was your week, dude?
It was good, man. Just pushing my campaign for VK Varian vampire killers, and then reached the goal, man. It was just amazing and everything. So now I'm just trying to prepare, go back to the studio probably like next week to do a thank you video, let everybody know that I reached my goal and trying to reach even higher heights. Also, I'm just doing some changes to my channel. I'll be doing some anime reviews and covering some more indie games on my YouTube channel, and starting to reduce the amount of culture war stuff that I do on my channel because it's getting polarizing. It's getting stressful and everything like that, and the drama is just getting ridiculous and stuff like that. So, but other than that, man, I've just been chilling, man.
Mm-hmm. Culture war stuff, hell yeah. When it gets intense, I gotta go even more degenerate. I love it because this is what people don't understand. A lot of people just like her. This is why I always say women have the worst opinions possible. They don't even know what people are even arguing. They just be talking. It's like, fucking hell. People have this idea of what they didn't like the companies are doing. So if people don't know what we're talking about as far as gaming wise, I'll do another example. Movies. Star Wars would be a good example of that. You went from Han, Luke, and Leia to Daisy Ridley. So I'm pretty sure people understand. You went from that to this. Okay. People didn't like those changes. People don't like when you shit on their favorite things. That's what people didn't like. They also didn't like force agendas and things. Things were basically like, if they were implemented in there, you had to like them. Otherwise, you're considered a bigot or a racist. Just that as a mindset. No one likes that stuff. People, generally speaking, I don't care if someone is gay or bi or lesbian. Troon stuff is where I kind of cut that off at because I think that's just not a thing you can be. I think that's just a mental illness right there. Everything else, I'm cool with that. Now, if there's a well-written gay character, I give you props. It had it in Lightyear. It had it in Peacemaker Season 1. There's a written gay character that's good. I'll give you props. The problem that people always pointed out is because none of them are ever written good. If we're being honest here, they're like, outside of those 2 characters specifically, I've not ever seen a well-written gay character. I never have, honestly. Now, that doesn't mean I don't like gay people, but it's like, I would rather them make a gay character that's not all based on their sexuality. I'd rather not have that because, if a guy is gay and it's his only personality is, hey, man, I just suck a lot of dick. That's not appealing.
Clip that.
Don't click that. Don't do that. That's not even when straight.
There's at least every stream. You can find plenty of clips. It's fine.
I know gay people don't think about this. Straight people don't like that either. If some dude is starting talking about, man, I just love banging women 24 hours a day, bro, that's not interesting. Women are having sex with women is also gay. If you kind of come to find out now, but bro, no one likes that stuff.
Have you listened to any of your streams, Ben?
What do you mean? I'm providing quality analysis here. Oh my god, he's supposed to be on my side, yet he's just destroying me from the inside. Can't trust a white man. You know what?
Literally on the opposite side of you on the stream here, so I'm just an opposing opinion.
Good God, maybe the KKK was right. Now that we look back, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Oh my god. Jesus. All right, Andrew, what's going on, buddy? How are you doing, man?
My god, I feel like I'm in a whole different generation than you guys. I know nothing about any of these games you guys are talking about. I'm the old man here. Atari 2600 is the last games I played way back in the day. Other than that, couldn't tell you anything about it. No, but my stuff is going okay. See, I have the popcorn and whiskey. I do the live stream every so often. No regular schedule. I also have the fitness and top fitness strategies, which is pretty stagnant right now. I'm looking to change different directions. I don't know where I'm going to go yet, but everything's still up and running little by little, and I'm doing it, and I'm enjoying being on here with you guys, even though may not be able to contribute with this game talk, but hey, I'm still here.
That's fine, man.
Right, I'll drink with you. I barely play any games anymore anyways. I've
cheers,
been
my
playing
friend.
Marvel Rivals just because it's free.
God, man. Hey, if you ever played League of Legends, I could show you the ropes. You know, it's not a degenerate game. It's for Giga Chads. Obviously, look at me. You know,
I would rather floss with razor wire, man. I would absolutely rather do that.
I hate MOBAs.
God.
If I were to become a gamer, I wouldn't even know where to start. There's so many out there and what to do. And
dude, you can
first
start
player
with like
this,
board
second
games.
player that.
There's board games that are RPGs now. Essentially, you can play Uno online for free too. If you really want to.
I would feel like such a loser if I did that. Holy moly!
Oh my god! God, now you sound like
I
her.
played board games online. Like, oh my gosh,
people do, dude.
I'm not. I agree, they do. I'm sure they do. And
man, there is Connect 4 tournaments. I'll stomp someone at Connect 4. I'm not gonna lie. I love that game.
Oh my gosh.
There's a Ticket to Ride video game. There's a Catan video game at this point.
People play Monopoly.
Ticket to Ride's actually a fun game, man. I played a bunch of regular board games when the pandemic happened. And I just ended up staying at our studio, which is like me and 3 friends, and we were just like, fuck it, let's buy a bunch of board games so we have something to do. So I played a bunch of stuff. Ticket to Ride's actually pretty fun.
Yeah. And the XCOM series is based off a board game, so it actually plays like a board game.
Hey, you can play Candyland. You can play man, Andrew. Stop being a boomer, man. Gotta inject you some young in you, man. God damn it. You're already 40, man. You don't got much time left, dude. Come on,
I'm over 50, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for making my point. You're 50, man. Come on.
I gotta ask. So how much data do you go through when you're up in your live per month on your streaming? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, me? I don't know. StreamYard does all that shit. I just kind of hit the go button.
No, but your internet service provider, don't you get a report every month of how much data you use?
Oh, I don't read that shit.
Okay.
It's unlimited.
I read that shit. I don't read none of
well,
that
no,
shit.
it's unlimited, but I mean, I have unlimited as well. But most people do. I'm just curious.
They told me it was.
Yeah, I know a bunch of people who have ran out.
But you know, good lord. Oh yeah, it's more like essentially disrespecting what people enjoy. I always just said this: why can't you just create new shit? It's just these people just lack self-awareness. If you want new stuff to give to the new audience, this magical, mythical unicorn, the modern audience, just make new shit. Not that hard. And then, it's crazy if it does pop off, you own it. You get all the money for it. But no, they just want to tamper with other people's stuff.
It's because they can't make new shit. It's why I hate fan fiction.
Yeah, dude, fan fiction is so cringe.
I actually have a very specific reason for hating fan fiction. So I had read through all 6 of the Harry Potter books. I'm like, I haven't gotten through number 7 yet. So a buddy of mine was like, here, I have number 7 in an ebook form. And I read all the way through. I'm like, and then I was talking to my brother, and this happened, and this happened. He's like, that never happened. I read somebody's fan fiction, and they claimed that it was the 7th book. Read all the way through it and got hoodwinked. And I was so fucking pissed. Like, fan fiction sucks. I hate fan fiction. That's terrible. The 7th book was actually really good. It should have been called Harry Potter and the Deus Ex Machina, but it was still better than the fan fiction bullshit that I read.
Gosh.
Okay, I haven't read any Harry Potter either. Sorry, guys, I haven't done it.
I read the first 5 books, and then I feel like I aged out of them, like because they were coming out as I was going through like middle school and high school, and like I read up to the 5th one, and then when like 6th and 7th one came out, I was kind of over it. I was like, I think I was in high school at that point. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna drink and go get laid instead.
I'm just pointing out, Harry Potter was always for losers. There's some nerd stuff that's cool, but Dungeons and Dragons, Harry Potter was always for losers, man. Even Star Wars was for losers too. People trying to do like the Force in real life, like dude, get laid. Like, what's wrong with you? But people doing anime speed runs and shit. Like, oh my god,
dude, Arthur's about to Avada Kedavra your ass, man.
God, man. I'll say, Arthur, do you think Harry gave Hermione Hogwarts?
What did you just say? What is that English?
Have you
What
read
the hell is that?
Have you read the books?
God, no, because I black people reading. You already lost me at that.
I'm about to have nerd fit.
hey, you know what? J.K. Rowling created.
He hooks up with Ginny, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
J.K. Rowling created Harry Potter, and she became filthy rich. And you know, it's crazy. All like half of them, two of the people that played the characters wanted to like talk shit. It's like let's just be honest here. She made you, as not like your parents made them. She made you what you are. How about you shut the fuck up? And a little humility goes a long way. You know, without her creation, you're a nobody. He's just Daniel Radcliffe will be just like us in real life, a boring 9-to-5 worker who ain't doing shit. You know,
didn't he play Weird Al Yankovic in a movie recently?
Yes, he did.
I think he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What
Isn't it just called like VHS or something like that?
Oh my God, man! People wanted him to play Wolverine. Like, what is wrong with you? No.
He could kind of do it. He got kind of jacked out of nowhere for some role, and it was like you could kind of see it just because I don't know, man. He would still have to put on a lot more muscle. I don't know how tall he is, so maybe it would be more comic accurate.
He's a man. He's like 5'6".
Yeah, so he might be actually more comic accurate. But I mean, they kind of did that in the Deadpool Wolverine movie and showed how kind of ridiculous that would look.
Is he pretty much set for life financially because of the Harry Potter movies?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
especially if you made some investments with it. Oh yeah, you're living off of that. Especially if you, don't live beyond your means. That's what a lot of these people are doing, man. Like that Gian guy that we were talking about last week. The dude who was in Marvels or in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's like, who? That guy. I can't remember his name, but he's worth like, 4 to 5 million, give or take. I know that doesn't mean he has that much, but he bought like a $3 million mansion and all this stuff. And he's sitting there complaining that he's broke because he doesn't get paid enough. And it's like, you just started to live outside your means. You're not getting the big roles. You're not getting the A-list role. You're not getting your name is not on any of these posters, man. You're not making the big money. If you're the 5th and 6th casting on there, you're not getting $10 million a role. You're just not.
If I had $4 million in the bank, I promise you I can make it last the rest of my life. No problem. And I would live very comfortably. Very comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, I could even do it here in California. I'd go to Lancaster, some bumfuck Egypt spot in California, get a nice little house, and just like randomly come out and get like 6 months worth of groceries at a time and just fucking live off the grid, man. Like just live nowhere.
I'd get out of California, period, just for the tax.
Yeah.
This place is great. You have a great governor. We have great healthcare. We have great women. We have great politics. All those are lies. I'm just lying to my ass.
And there's like 10% chance your house will not burn down every year.
Landon, how you doing, man? Question: what are you looking forward to in Vampire Killers #1? I just need some hot sex. That's all I need. I need the main character to be blowing a bitch's back out, essentially. That's what I need. Because apparently we're all degenerates. We're just porn addicts. I need boobs. More boobs is good. That's all I need. No, I would say this for any indie creator that I get the book from, as long as it's just well competently written is the bar that I have, because a lot of them are not. That's what makes me not want to go.
Isn't that like your life motto, man? If she has double D's, she's for me, something like that, right?
I'm stealing that. Thank you. I'm using that one. God, man. But no, just competently written story, nice setup is always what I need. So when the next book comes out, I can kind of just get further into the story. It's hard to care about indie creator characters initially up front because I don't know them. They're just all brand new, but that's what the writing is supposed to make me actually do. Make me care about them. So
I haven't seen anything about the Vampire Killer stuff, but I have seen Mugen Lord in like chats and stuff before. Like I'm sure you follow a bunch of the same people I follow, but I've seen your name before over the years. So it's cool that you started to make something, man. So right on. I'll have to check it out.
Thanks.
All right. What's up, Tony? How you doing, man? Oh, good Lord. Well, we have Trump's inauguration coming up, Monday, I think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Monday.
Shoot, man. Expect the media to melt down. Oh, God.
I heard the other day, and I don't know how true this is, maybe you guys know this, that his actual inauguration will be at midnight Sunday night, in case that's when he is officially inaugurated. And what happens at noon the next day is basically off for show because they can't have a period of the presidency being in limbo. so to speak. Is that
presidency's
true?
been
Anybody
in limbo
else
for 24
well, yeah,
for 4
the
years.
last 4 years. We know that. But does anybody know? Is that accurate? Is that true?
I have no
I mean, he
idea.
might
Constitutionally,
officially be.
I think I heard that on Bongino the other day. He was talking about that.
Huh? Because constitutionally, like it is at noon on noon Eastern time on the 20th. So that's I don't know if it's specifically in the Constitution, but between the Constitution and statutes, just like the term beginnings and endings for Congress. So I did a large constitutional project.
DC, is that on Central Time? Like
DC is Eastern time.
Is it Eastern? Is that far over? Shit.
Yes.
I have to
it's on the coast, dude.
Yeah, it's right between Richmond and Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It's way farther east than I am. Yeah, and I'm 3 miles from being on Central Time. Go 3 miles that way, and I'll be on Central Time.
Yeah, I'm like 30 minutes from being in Eastern Time. So I'm in
Captain
Middle
America
Tennessee.
4 drops on Valentine's Day. That's the real Black History Month right there. Can't wait to take my non-existent girlfriend out to go see another black man do heroic things and save people. Yeah, that'll make her that'll get her turned on and make her want to sleep with me. Hell yeah.
Just watch your favorite black superhero dressed in pure white. I mean,
so did he get the serum to be like the super Captain America dude?
And he's not going to either, apparently.
Well, then how is he Captain America?
Essentially, Steve just gave him the shield and said, "You're Captain America." I'm not
sure. He doesn't have all the superhuman strength powers and everything else. No.
So the thing is, he has the shield, and apparently his suit's going to be made from in Wakanda. Which, like, if you've seen the Black Panther, Panther has that like absorption thing. So when he gets hit with the absorption, then he can explode on it. But he still has that fruit that he eats that makes him super strong too. And then there's the super soldier, like the serum or whatever. So I'm still under the impression when Red Hulk hits him with that shield, he should just fucking evaporate.
Is Bucky still in it? Whatever. Still around?
No, he's going to be in that one.
Thunderbolts. He's going to be in the
He'll be in Thunderbolts,
that one in May. Yeah.
Oh, so he won't be in the Black Captain America guy?
No. He has standards. He's like, I'd rather just be by myself.
I have heard that the behind the end credit scene is like they're all making their Avengers team at the end of this one though. It's gonna be like the young Avengers and shit. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Nobody wants any of these characters. They're all so bad.
Disney's so desperate.
I say bring back the hot green chick, whatever her name was. Just Gamora. She's hot. Yeah, it's because she's hot.
Gamora. Yeah, not the other one. Don't bring back She-Hulk. Please don't do that.
No,
that was such a disservice.
She was the hot blue chick in the water movie, whatever it was called.
Avatar.
Avatar. Yeah,
the water movie. She's a hot.
Zoe Saldana is her name.
Didn't she just win a Golden Globe? She just won an award. Her acting's always been pretty good. It's crazy how some actors never have won just.
Did she win it for Lioness?
It's
probably Lioness then.
Yeah.
I always find it pretty good. That's one I haven't watched yet, but
I always find it weird that Will Smith he had never won until 2021, and then he slapped Chris Rock. And then started talking about, man, the devil. Talking about the devil. What is wrong with you, you fucking weirdo? Man just assaulted someone and went, man, like the devil made me do it.
Did you guys ever see the movie, the clip though from an older movie from the 50s or 60s, and which did the exact same thing of Will Smith and Chris Rock did on stage? As a scene from a movie that did the exact same thing. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, I thought I heard that was actually AI.
Oh, was it?
I think it was AI. Yeah, somebody made it, and it looks all old. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I stand corrected.
I mean, he was married to Jada Pinkett for like 40 years. So
yeah,
I mean,
he's been slapped by a man before. Yeah.
The devil did make him do it.
Yeah. They were like legally separate. She said they were secretly separated. So the rumors of him banging Margot Robbie probably are true. Let's be honest, it's probably happened. Like, why do people say maybe it happened? You mean it maybe happened? He's tall, dark, and handsome with a BBC, and she's a white girl.
If I banged Margot Robbie, everybody would be knowing it. That's for certain.
I'd get that like tattooed.
I'd skyride, baby. Guess who I banged last night? Absolutely.
Get the tattooed on my chest and be showing that shit off all the time.
Exactly.
Man, dude, that bitch was acting like a fucking freak in Wolf of Wall Street when she was just, oh my God. I have to watch that scene for science reasons sometimes, you know?
Of course, yes.
Research purposes.
Yeah. How do you guys stroke in women though? Like you do slow strokes to the hard one, or you do like the hard ones initially up front?
Depends on the woman.
Ah, fuck. I'm out.
Did he drop again?
I was
There he
always
is. He's
here.
back.
I never left.
Okay. Why did you?
Thought you went to go get milk.
No, that was you. You left for a year. Gosh. God,
Was it really a year?
I think so.
My year was crazy. We had a miscarriage last year, so we had a
fuck.
massive change of shit going on last year. So
damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Way to turn that conversation dark.
Yeah,
sorry.
Really. Thanks, Art. Thanks, Nix. Do you go by Arthur or go by Nix? What do you do?
I go by Arthur.
Arthur. Okay. All right.
The only person I allowed to call me Art was the guy who sold me cigarettes. That was
Good gosh, man. Well, it's not as bad as that one guy who was 91 years old and lost his house in the fires in LA.
Oh,
imagine being 91 years old and losing everything. And instead of going on TikTok,
don't worry, I'll rebuild.
Hey,
it's like, dude,
you got like 8 years left to live, buddy.
You got enough time to build a coffin, dude. That's about it. Dude. What are you talking about?
But that's how you know he was from a different generation. He didn't just go on TikTok and be like, "Oh man, I hate life. I hate life." No, you gotta. Even at 91 years old, man,
dude, that Bill Burr shit pissed me off, man. Because he goes out there and he's like, "Oh, they did a great job," and I'm like, dude. The only reason you're saying that is because your house survived. If your house burned down, you'd have the exact opposite fucking reaction right now. Like,
hell, what's his name? He's the guy from Digtown.
From where?
Digtown. It was his movie. James Woods.
Oh, James Woods. Okay.
They saved his house, and he was proud. Like he thanked the firefighters.
He went out and
still understands that they did a shitty job.
He went and saved like some other actress's horses because she left him behind. Like he did a bunch of stuff.
Holy
shit. But he even admitted that it was shittily managed, even though they saved his house. So I mean, Bill Burr could have been honest. But you know, James Woods is a good person. Bill Burr's a bitch.
Yeah, like, man, I used to love his shit about, or like all his stand-ups and stuff about, I don't know, 7-8 years ago. And I feel like he's just gone downhill. Like even every one of his specials, especially since the pandemic, it was just like, holy crap, you suck. Like all of it, like none of his jokes hit anymore. I'm like, you're just a sellout, man.
Yeah.
Lame.
I still refuse to believe this is the best liberals can offer. There's no way. You're scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point. There's no way. No worries, man. There's just no way, dude. No way.
Dude, it's more like the condensation that the barrel let leak off into the sewer. That's what we're getting right now.
Oh God. I think I still have that Facebook reel where there's this guy, he jumped in the water to grab something, and then he starts acting frantic because there's a great white shark coming towards him. Yet luckily it doesn't attack him. It just goes away. And I was like, that's the worst thing you can do in front of an animal like that, is start frantically screaming like a seal. Dude, never do that. He was just so lucky that thing didn't attack him. So lucky. Oh my God, dude, that's God, man, never do that in any big animal. You stand your ground and then they'll leave you. That's it. They have to they want to check you out and be like, are you sus? They're like, okay, I'll leave you alone. You know, what's the fucking hell, man? I hate, and as a white person, of course it was a white person, man. God, dude.
If it was a white lady, she would have put it in her truck and taken it home.
Look at my new fish. I'm gonna throw it in my chlorine pool because I'm smart.
No. You touch that thing, you even touch a thing on the tail, it'll kill you. Oh God. No,
the amount of crazy shit that I've seen on the internet of white ladies putting crazy animals in their car and taking it home.
You seen that one dude? I mean, it's a black dude who like he made a whole it's either TikTok or Instagram page where he's just like, white women will do whatever with animals. Like he has some page like that, and then all of his clips are just random white women grabbing like some super dangerous fucking animal and just picking it up.
I think he actually made a post that said that he knows because his wife is a white lady. Tell her no all the damn time.
It's like, look at my zoo that I've acquired, and I live in like LA or whatever. You're like, God damn.
Oh, there was
like
a recent
3 coyotes, a cougar. Like, it's fine.
There was a recent one. A guy was in the woods somewhere, and this like small little bobcat comes up to him, and he has to shoot it because it was coming at him. People were like, "Why didn't you kill it? It was trying to murder me." Like, what the fuck? Thing if you got next to me.
Bobcats are crazy, man. Like I used to deliver for FedEx about like 7 years ago, and I was driving and I saw this it looked like a cat from a distance, and I was like, oh cool, like that's my next stop. And I'm pulling up, and it has like a 10-foot iron gate with like brick pillars and stuff. And the cat just kind of casually walks up to it. I'm watching it as I'm driving up, and then it just hops fucking 10 feet to the top of that pillar. And I was like, that is not a fucking house cat. Like, thing just like whoop, and I was like, holy shit. It was gnarly.
Oh, God. Pretty sure people saw it, but it's just, man, it's just probably something out of a movie that you just get extremely lucky. I'm glad it did not get attacked, but holy motherfuck. How do you make it bigger? That's like my wife.
You can try rubbing it.
Oh. I got it. No, I'm going to the stairs. You need to get to the steps. Just start swimming to the steps. What? Get to the steps. Swimming there. What is it? Just get to the steps.
Oh, he's Australian. Okay.
Yeah, they have the biggest sharks that always go there and migrate for the weather. Not good. You can't even see anything. That's crazy. You can already tell what's right there. That's how.
Yeah, you can.
That's why that's why you're not supposed to swim in water like that. You can't even see them. Like I can barely see it right there.
Have you seen the one with that girl who she's on a surfboard, and all of a sudden she's kind of freaking out, and then she pans around and she has like 6 fucking orcas around her.
Oh gosh.
She's just like, I'm okay, guys. Like
you
she's
confronted
speaking
with
all
like
calm.
the seas, one of the biggest like apex. That thing looks like it's 20 feet big. Those are like the biggest ones you can see. That's just luck. He didn't get attacked. That's just luck. That thing should have like actually attacked you.
Where in the hell are the stairs in this place?
Actually, not that far on.
The beach. The beach is your stairs.
I get that he's trying really hard to get out of there, but that thing is going to move faster than him.
Oh yeah,
those things can go 40 miles an hour.
You got to get out now. It's when they do that. It's called they are scoping out the territory. That they're gonna make. It would have. It didn't actually attack him. It would have. That's what they do. They don't initially attack up front if you notice them, because they do the element of surprise. If they don't have the element of surprise, they don't do it because they notice that you're looking at them. But when they're not looking, God, man, why are white people so stupid?
Well, that's why the guys who go out in the forest in India wear a mask on the back of their heads, because tigers are they're ambush predators, and so if they think that whatever they're going to attack is looking at them, they have a mask on the back of their heads so they won't attack.
That's why like tigers, they have those dots on their ears too. So like even when they're not paying attention, like it looks like they have eyes to other things. They have those white dots on their ears, so it looks like there's something looking even when they're not looking at them. So it freaks other things out. Yeah,
I saw a post that said, I'm now a whole lot less afraid of tigers and a whole lot more afraid of whatever the hell a tiger thinks is a predator.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, there was something that in evolution that made it, evolve to have those things on its ears. It's like, what the hell was hunting these before then? Fuck that thing.
It's so crazy that when you learn about their behaviors, they take so many cues from serial killers. Like serial killers only attack when they actually know they're going to just get the prey and leave. God, it's so cool. Then again, I'm glad I don't live around
like MSK at a nightclub.
Oh, whoa. Whoa. Maybe it's like I'm Diddy or something. Oh, my God.
Gotta strike when she's not looking.
Australia's, man, we had a guy that came on from Australia. He was like, yeah, I was just going to a coffee shop and I almost just stepped on one of the most poisonous snakes in the world. I'm like, I'll repeat that again. Hold on. Scroll that back. You did what? It was like one of those black mambas. It's like, those bites you know you're gonna die in like 20 minutes, right? Maybe less.
I think that's the one that it like congeals your blood and makes it all thick, and like all of a sudden you just takes about 20 minutes and all your blood just turns to like ragu. It's fucked up.
God. But how's everyone feeling? 2025 starting out good? Everyone's doing their goals. You didn't just like say you're gonna do a goal and just like fuck it off in like the first like 2 days. You're doing it. That's good. Want to make sure that everyone's keeping it up. Goddamn. Mugen Lord, you've been quiet, man. And you looking kind of cute. What's going on with you, man?
Nothing, man. I'm just chilling, man. I'm just chilling. Like
you got to start it all like Diddy. Fucking hell, man. Start off with something cool.
What's going on with Diddy?
I really don't know, honestly, at this point. They've reported nothing else since what happened. It's been just radio silence since then.
Is he still in that whacked up prison there in New York?
We'll probably find out more like as we go through this year. Cause I know the trial's supposed to be in May or something like that. I think
he's just waiting for a rainy day because all the oil that's on him, he can just fucking surf away on top of it. You know, like.
That's what one of the rumors going around about the LA fires is because there's so many people had stuff on them about Diddy or vice versa about Diddy, and so that's why the fires were sent intentionally.
Wow, it hit right before Trump comes in. Wow, what a coincidence!
Yeah,
it's like there's certain things that add up like that where I'm like, don't get me wrong, I like a good conspiracy theory as much as anybody else, but at a certain point, some things do kind of add up, and you're like, all right, which part of this was real? And it's like, hey, my house burned down too. I swear, guys. It's like, dude, you're like 10 miles away from the fire. Like,
good God. Yeah, a lot of people are asking me, Southern California, like, you guys okay? And like, it would, you know how crazy the fire would have to be to get to me? Insanely bad. The whole city would have to burn down to get to us. You know, I'm like even before the calm passed, so I'm good. We got nothing good here. It's California. I live in a desert, so there's nothing.
I almost had like 2 of them start near me, but they got those ones pretty quick, like Granada Hills, and then there was a couple near like Calabasas. It didn't fully come over the hills in Calabasas, and I'm on the other side of that freeway, anyways. But with the winds, it could have easily came this far. But I'm kind of further into the city anyway, so it would still have to come a couple miles in anyway. So I was still all right, but there's been some fires near this area where my studio is at here. And the worst part about it that we ever usually get is like just everything is just covered in ash for a few days. So that really sucks. Well,
there is one thing that I hear people constantly say in their videos is that like we've won, and it's like, there's no way. There's been a few victories here and there, but then people have just let a few wins go to their head. It's like, man, we've conquered everything. It's like, you live in a delusion, buddy?
We've won the first battle of a century-long war. The communist Democrats took over 100 years to get where they are today. They're not going to be beaten overnight.
Especially not on the internet, through Twitter, over an election.
And the other thing I think that most people understand, especially if you are pro-Trump or whatever, is like, we know that he's not going to fix it on Monday. Like Monday's not going to come, and it's like, everything's good, guys. Eggs are back to $3. Gas is $2. That's what these people are they're gonna sit there and just say that until things start to change. And it's like, it's gonna take like a year and a half, 2 years before we even start to see anything happen. But they're gonna sit there, and every single day it doesn't happen, they're gonna be like, oh, didn't change. It's like, shut the fuck up. You guys just destroyed this shit for 16 years. We're gonna need a minute. Like,
well, even Elon said that $2 trillion in cuts with Doge is more likely to be 1 trillion. And I'm thinking, you know, chances are by the time Doge is done, they will be lucky if they get 500 billion cut. Because if there's one thing the government won't do, it's stop spending money.
Yeah, man, it's a crazy world we live in. I understand Twitter has an effect. It has, since Elon Musk bought it. But even, you know, Elon Musk recently, man, it's been like bugging the fuck out recently over the whole Asmund Gold shit, censoring people. Like, what is he doing? What's going on with this guy?
Richest man in the world, lots and lots of ego.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you know, maybe some people go a little crazy talking about Jewish people, but that if you're going to be all about free speech, you know, as long as they're not literally saying, hey, go behead these people or kill them, it's fine. They can say whatever they want. You know what's crazy? A lot of people in my life have told me some really, really ludicrous things. You know what I do? I just ignore it. I'm like, oh, okay, dude, cool. See you later. Have a good day, dude. It's like, that fucking idiot. Oh, listen,
the best thing about letting the asshole speak is you know which guy's the asshole and who to ignore.
That's why I've never agreed with like leftists and like, or liberals like, man, we should censor speech. How would you know who's a retard if you censor speech? No, free should be uncensored. I can hear every stupid opinion.
The whole Elon Musk and Asmund Gold thing. The thing that I find interesting about it is that anybody even gives a shit that he's a good player at certain games or not a good player. Like who cares? Like it's not like he's going to go and join a fucking tournament with how high ranked he is. He's not coming to take your first place, whatever. It's just like, yeah, when I do play, I'm good at them. Even if it's like, when I do play the character somebody else leveled, I'm still good at playing it, or I can play it. Okay, fine. But it's like, I guess if you just sat there and maybe if he was sitting there commenting on people's shit, like, I can beat this guy or whatever, he's not doing that. He just plays his game, and then people are like, you didn't do it. And it's like, okay. He should just, in my opinion, he should have just fucking ignored him. But it's interesting to see how many people find the most minuscule thing and just blow it out of proportion. But some people find it important, and I'm like, I do not. Like, I don't give a shit about that at all. Like, okay, when he plays video games, maybe he wants to be able to play the game at the highest peak that he can in the 2 hours in a week that he has to play fucking video games. I mean, I don't blame him, but whatever. If I had that kind of money, that's what I'd be doing. Like, yeah, when I play it, I want to be able to play it the best I can at all times. I want my character to be fun. I don't want to just like, oh yeah, I get to play 2 hours a week, so in about 3 years I'll be the best. Like,
even Aswin Gold, like he even said in a recent video or a clip of his that I was watching that the companies he heard that they're scared of YouTubers now. But it's like, wait a minute, I thought YouTubers were essentially nobodies that people should just ignore. They're internet basement dwelling trolls. So what is it? Either you have all influence or you have no influence. I don't know. It's like fucking hell, man. I don't always like to rip on women, but I do. They literally sound like women. 1 minute they want something else, 1 minute they want another thing. Bro, it's never an in-between. It's like, what people don't understand is if you have a lot of people that follow you, obviously like myself, so to speak, and Mugen Lord, he's also a lot of people that follow him. The reason why you have subscribers is not even the fact they even agree with you most of the time. They can even disagree with you. They either like you as a personality or, shocker, it's crazy comment, everyone, they agree with what you're saying. It's literally why you have a following. Even people I disagree with have a lot of people that follow them. Those people like what you're saying. I don't know why the mainstream media never gets that. The reason why certain YouTubers are big is because people agree with them. That's just it. Now, you can choose to not like it. That's whatever. But if you don't acknowledge objective reality, I don't know what else to do with you then, There's a reason why Keanu Reeves has a lot of followers. He's really, really hot. He's really attractive. And he did a lot of movies that a lot of people like. Simple. He also doesn't. He's one of the few actors that hasn't put his foot in his mouth.
MSK, tell us how hot Keanu Reeves is. Go for it.
I'm just pointing out, man. He killed the man's dog in John Wick. What did you think was going to happen? Don't kill a man's dog. What the hell? Especially in his own house. What the hell?
What is it? The Baba Yaga? Is that what it was?
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
The boogeyman. Yeah.
Boogeyman.
Talking about, can I mention his name? He shall appear. Gosh, but I don't know, man. I think social media made things better and worse. I think it made things better, honestly. To be fair, I actually like social media a lot. I've never actually hated it at all. I've never not liked it because it maybe give me a chance to interact with people I would never have a chance to interact with if I didn't have it. That's the thing that I like about it. And for people that say that they don't like it, it's probably because you do things that get you bad attention. Like if a girl goes on Twitter and be like, hey, all men are stupid. I'm a whore. I slept with 500 men. All men are trash. Yeah, the reaction to that probably not gonna be very good. Let's just say that,
Yeah, I prefer to stick a YouTube when I do social media stuff. Like I mainly only use X to talk to people, like on Messenger and shit. Because when I first jumped on it, I would try to join conversations and whatever, and I was just like, people who would argue, like you would argue with, I'm like, oh, this person's retarded, like every single time. And I was like, okay, I'm done posting on this thing. I'm just going to use it as a way to contact people to go onto YouTube stuff because, like, there's much more reasonable people on YouTube.
There's a really old thing from the old AOL days that when you argue with people on the internet, it's like competing in the Special Olympics. It doesn't matter who won; everyone involved is still retarded.
Exactly.
Or now the most common.
I've never heard that. I like that. I gotta remember that one. That's
the most common retort now is if you're arguing with someone or you're having a conversation, not even quote tweets. They'll just be like, "Why do you care?" It'd be like, "Why do you care to talk?" I don't make tweets that people talk to me.
You responded to my shit. Like you cared first.
Is this your first day on the internet? Come on,
man. That's the one that always. I don't have a lot of pet peeves.
That's what X is for. Is to fucking argue with people. That's it. That's basically fucking it. Like
people have literally just become so stupid now on X. Why do you care about this thing? Because I'm a lifelong friend. I pay a lot of money. You shouldn't care. It's like, why are you giving me? I don't even know you. It's like that random person that'll just talk. Like, say you're like checking out your items in a grocery store. Random person be like, "Hey, yo, dude, do you like how green your vegetables?" Like, do I even know who are you? What the fuck are you talking to me for? Random people do that on Twitter all the time. Just dumb shit. John says Yahoo chat rooms were better than Twitter. Yeah, I'm old. Yahoo chat rooms. Oh my god, you're old.
Dude,
Old.
I was in the AOL chat rooms. Get
AOL and Yahoo,
baby. Yeah,
I love
AIM was the shit, dude. AIM was the shit, dude.
My best friend is the inventor of AIM.
Good lord, can you
he
still
was the best man in my wedding.
Was the inventor of what?
The inventor of AOL Instant Messenger.
Wow.
Did he show up via Messenger? No.
No, he stood next to me.
Did he make money from that?
Oh, yes. Yes, he did.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's retired. He retired at 30 years old.
Good for
Damn.
him.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm the guy that sent all those free discs to everybody for 30 minutes of internet.
Back in my day, we got the internet in the mail.
That's right.
The internet in the mail. Holy crap.
And then I couldn't be online and call somebody at the same time. It wasn't possible.
Unless you had two phone lines.
Which I did. Yeah. I had two phone lines at the end of the day because I thought I was in hog heaven, baby. I was the, what do they call it? The cock of the walk back then. Absolutely. Yeah.
I thought I was the coolest guy with a CD player going. I'm like, man,
right.
I got a CD player. I'm good.
You don't know pain being 12, 13 years old trying to download boobs and you had to wait 3 days to jerk off, man. It was
exactly.
Pain,
what in the world?
Hey, I had a double VCR. I can tape from one tape to another. Absolutely, I did. Yeah, buddy.
Making your own movies that way, dude.
That's right. That's right. Jeez. Take the best scenes out of one, and don't worry about the rest of it. Just put it on a disc.
I think we've lost the plot. We're just degenerates. Maybe she was right. Maybe we're just all straight up porn addicts or something. But the thing is, I always tell people this, even to her point. What if? And if I do, well, like, keep in mind, I'm not a weirdo. I'm not sitting there beating off at work because I love porn so much. I don't.
You do it at home, not at work.
Yeah. Like a lot of people, it's crazy. A lot of people are porn addicts. A lot of people
if you work from home, does that still count? Like,
yes, like I don't know what is wrong with people when you talk about video games. Apparently, they just think you're just so beyond sexually depraved. You're just jerking it. It's like, no, it's just not how that works. Like what?
It's like I've become super adept at typing with one hand. Like I'm arguing with you while I'm jerking it right now. Like you won't even know. Like,
good Christian man. Okay, there you go. I like that. They're like, oh, like man, God is.
It looks like it was spelled with one hand, sir. Like,
like all these women are causing me to lust.
I get it, but I mean,
this is what Society brought up on Iron Show last night when I was watching the replay a little bit.
Left-handed.
Lusting is not like there's a difference between how you can look at a woman, just seeing a woman in a bikini doesn't automatically mean I just want to bang her. I'm like, oh yeah, the girl looks pretty good. Yeah.
You can think that something is beautiful and not want to put your dick in it.
Oh, wait a minute. Really? Oh shit. I don't have that other one. That other part never applied to me.
There goes that good Christian guy motto.
Yeah, man, you pretty good looking bottles of Angel's Envy, man. I don't know. Like I considered it. Like
might not want to advertise that. I know how big the necks of those things are. Not very.
God, man.
I got a glass cutter, dude. I can make it work.
The best
broken
thing you
glass
do,
can pass on that one.
No. It's a clean cut.
when it comes to girls,
circumcise your bottles.
Go out to a nightclub, have one of those mics the black guys have now, and be like, "Hey, yo, thumb in or thumb out to the girls." That's it. That's how you start the conversations off. I'm not even kidding. Little
or
do.
Thumb out.
Yeah, kids are weird these days, man. Or you just ask the girl, like, "Hey, yo, where do you want the guy to leave it at after he blows his load?" Just ask him all the crazy questions. Somehow it surprisingly works. I've not tried it yet. But when I go to Vegas this year, I might try it. I might be a black guy outside with a mic, be like, "Yo, hey, what race of guy you prefer?" And if she says,
"Dude,
white,
you got to film this. You got to live stream or film it."
MSK seems like the kind of guy when he meets like the girl's parents, he's like, "Hey, I'm the guy who blew like 10 million kids in your daughter's face last night." But it's like he just seems like that kind of guy.
Gosh, man,
you're gonna make the next Hawk Tua, aren't you?
No. I hope, man. What? Oh, forgot. She doesn't exist anymore. She scammed people out of
just
a crypto
fucking
coin.
Dipped.
Yeah. Did she actually disappear?
I haven't seen anything about her since then.
She even lied on that podcast that she appeared on. So she appeared on a podcast and she didn't really say anything, obviously, like legal terms, but she was bullshitting. The one thing that she said that was crazy, she was like, I was already going to get off social media because of like crazy people. It's like, The lady was literally on
right
social media.
after I made my brand new fucking podcast.
She picked the wrong social media managers. She should have had. She took like a whole month to get spun up and get everything going, and she wasted her viral momentum. She should have had it up like the next day. And taking a month, she already lost that momentum, and then she speed ran the influencer arc straight to crypto scam.
Because she linked up with the Paul brothers. That was a horrible move right
even
there.
without the crypto
She
stuff.
was like, look, I bought a bunch of food for dogs and stuff, and also here's my crypto. And you're like, dude, like there's steps here.
Yeah.
You skipped like 2 years of steps. You
But
went right to scamming everybody.
You literally saw people that, oh my God, she gives to animals. Oh my God, a random person just doing a good deed, hoping that good deed just leverages all their bad deeds. You people are stupid.
Well, no, she did that. She did that first though. So it was like, hey, I got all this money. Now I'm doing like a good donation. So people were like, oh shit. So she did the smart thing, you know, built her up a little bit more. And so she did a bunch of other stuff. And then it was like straight to crypto scam. It was like, dude, what?
And she didn't even donate to a shelter in her hometown. She did it up north. So she abandoned the tiny small town. I've driven through that small town. I've driven right past her hat manufacturer. I know exactly where that is.
Such woman logic. Yeah,
where
was she from? Out my hometown.
Where's she from?
She's
Nashville,
from
right?
she's from a little town called Belfast, Tennessee. It's actually like 45 minutes north of Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So little tiny town.
Yeah,
that's where the Spring Factory was. I don't know if it's still there actually, but yeah, so my wife is an ultra runner. And so when we drive down to Huntsville, we drive right past that hat maker.
Okay. Boy, I tell you what, dude, those ultra runners, they're crazy.
Yeah. My wife did 100 milers. She's done 450Ks and 200Ks and then half a dozen marathons.
I watched that documentary, and I'm sure your wife has heard of this, called the Barkley Marathon. Have you heard of that in Tennessee?
I've not. No, I haven't
race.
heard that one.
Yeah, I mean, look up the Barkley Marathon, the documentary. It's wild the way they race through the woods, and it's just nuts how they all set it up, and it's hard to explain unless you watch the documentary, but it's fascinating, especially if you're a runner.
Is it the Big Dog Marathon?
No, it's just called the Barkley Marathon. It's in the middle of the woods.
Interesting.
And it starts whenever the guy wants it to start, and it starts a certain day, but you don't know what time until the guy blows a conch shell, and then you have 5 minutes to get to the starting line.
Do you know the name of the guy? Because my wife has done stuff on. There's a guy who does. They call it every year. It's the last annual Tennessee Run, I think is what they call it. And they run from the Mississippi River in Memphis to the Georgia border in Chattanooga.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So it's a 300-mile run. He
puts clues out in the middle of the woods you have to find to get to the next check-in point. And the clues are the pages of a book they tears out and puts in baggies in the middle of the woods. It's just nuts. It's called the Barkley Marathon. Highly recommend if you're an if you guys like racing. It's fun to watch.
I don't like any cardio at all because it's bullshit. But my wife loves running, so I'm gonna write that the fuck down.
Yeah.
Ask her about
Barkley Marathons. Yeah.
It's crazy. How long you been married for? I forgot.
Coming up on 13 years in February.
Awesome.
Congrats, dude.
Thank
February
you.
What?
February 14th. I hated Valentine's Day. My wife loved Valentine's Day, and I decided I never wanted to be able to get a reservation on my anniversary.
Man,
there is a sure case of attraction isn't the choice. You guys were attracted to each other. You don't like to run, she likes to run. You don't like Valentine's, she loves Valentine's. You guys weren't meant to be, but attraction is the choice.
She actually didn't like running until after we moved from Denver to Tennessee.
Okay.
So it was a new thing. She had she had some people in her life when we lived in Colorado that would suppress her personality. And so when she finally was able to be herself, and when those influences were no longer around, that's when she really started to flourish and was able to really break out and do that and achieve and accomplish all those things that I don't think anybody around her in Denver would have allowed.
Aha. Okay.
So I tried really hard to encourage her to do that kind of thing, but it's just tough when there's other negative influences around. And they all say that I'm the bad influence and I'm manipulating her.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the other person that we were just talking about, this person that was unmarried and started divorce. Women, a lot of people actually knows about women. They actually are a lot happier most of the time if they're married or if they're a mother. That's kind of like their thing in life. They eventually grow up to be old enough to get married and have kids, and it makes them happy. You know, so if women are at like fucking 40, 50 years old now with no kids and they're not married, yeah, they're probably gonna be pretty unhappy because women thrive off love and attention and emotion. You know, so they were always told, yeah, you don't need men. You can just do whatever you want. You don't need any of that. Yeah, how's that turning out for them now? How did that take age? But Mugen Lord, you're gotta talk about your comic, man.
Oh, okay.
Get one
yeah,
second.
man. Bring up the page and stuff, man. I want to see what it's about.
You think I want to help a black man? Oh my god.
Well, let me grab my stuff. Yes. Yeah, man, this has been just a great month. I was not expecting to reach my goal within what 6 days. Thanks to the Hypnocast of Hypnotic and his crew, they had got me up to that. But yes, Venus Orion Comics was a comic book company that I started back in 2020 during the pandemic. And for some strange reason, I don't know, what came to mind was the whole thing with VK, which is called Varion Killers, Vampire Killers. The whole concept, the whole idea originated back when I was in college, when I went to college back in 2005 at Mansfield University. And when I came home on break, my brother Keo, what he did was he had a friend named Donnie, and he was into photography. He was a photography student. So he would use my brother and his friends and his cousins as test subjects to get his photography skills up. So I came home during the break, and he's like, "Yeah, man, why don't you come over to Donnie's house? He has a little studio set up in his living room. He want to take some pictures and stuff." So we would dress up in like different outfits and stuff. And I dressed up in like this gothic outfit, had the chains on my pants and stuff like that. I had a replica katana that I had and everything. That my brother would take pictures and stuff. I went back home, and my dad would go see the pictures, and he's like, "Oh man, so you guys like urban vampire hunters and stuff like that." And then that's when my dad came up with the idea, VK or whatever. And what we wanted to do was we wanted to make a live action web series on YouTube called VK, Varion Killers, Vampire Killers, but it never happened. We ended up putting it on the shelf because of my schedule. I live on campus, like 4 hours away from Philadelphia, so I never really had the time like that to actually film the series and everything. So fast forward to 2020 during the pandemic, I don't know what happened, but I was looking over the old VK pictures that I took back in 2005, and I was like, man, it would be awesome to see what these characters these characters will look like in anime form. So I was looking for an artist, and I went over Twitter, man. I lost so much money because I would pay these artists, and these artists would like just run away with my money, don't even deliver a product or anything and stuff. And I had to start hunting people down to get my money back and stuff. But for the first time, a YouTube ad actually worked. And I forgot what video I was watching, but Fiverr popped up in the YouTube ad and said you can hire, artists and get commission and stuff like that. I was like, oh snap! All right, I clicked on it, took me to Fiverr. And man, it was like heaven. It was just like all these different artists and stuff. But I met this Chinese chick. She lives in the Philippines. Her name is Chabit. Well, her artist name is Chabibit, but her name is Jessica. And her artwork has stood out because all the other artwork was good, but most of these artists were like trying to replicate some of the great artists that's out there in like manga and stuff like that. But hers is just very unique. So I contacted her. And I say, hey, I got these images of these photo shoots that we took back in the day. I want to know if you could make them into look like anime characters. It's like, sure thing. Within a week, she had drawn up the Draven brothers, Hezekiah Draven, Isaiah Draven, Caleb Draven, and Varion Killer himself. And I was floored. I did a presentation to my brothers and my dad, and they was like, oh my God, like, this looks awesome. So my dad said, yo, we got to make this into like an anime or something. I was like, man, animation is expensive. I don't know if we can do that right away. So then I thought about it. What if I turn this into comics first, build that audience, and expand, and then eventually get into animation. And I also wanted to be a game developer at the time too, and still do. I want to open my own independent game studio at some point as well. So I said, then we can get into video games and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a comic book of VK. And then that's when I came up with the comic book name Venus Orion Comics. And the name Venus Orion came back when I was in 5th grade when I wanted to be a game developer. and that was the name of my game company, Venus Orion, and the Venus Orion game console. So I just took that and just put comics on the front of it, and then here we are, man. And as you see right here, the whole idea of Venus Orion Comics is to create a shared comic book universe. And that whole idea just came out of nowhere, was because VK was only supposed to be a comic series of its own. But
make it big so we can see it, man.
Yeah. So as we started crafting the universe, as I started crafting the VK universe, I started coming up with more and more and more characters that didn't fit the vampire mold and the theme and stuff. Because I had, you know, characters with cybernetic suits. You know what I'm saying? I'm having, you know, I have all these different type of characters. So I was like, man, I don't want to create different like universes for these characters to live in. I said, let me just do what Marvel and DC do. You got X-Men, you got, you know, Hulk, you got Spider-Man, Iron Man. So I was going to do the same thing. So I got the Venus Orion Comics universe, and VK is the first comic book series that kicks off this shared universe. So this is chapter 1. It has three different covers. Cover B and cover C, and then of course cover D. These are campaign exclusive, which means after the campaign is done, you won't be able to get these covers, and they're in limited quantity. Cover D is what everybody's been buying up because it has like this manga art style approach to it. But when you open it, it's a full wraparound, so it makes a full image and everything. Can you make the full screen MSK so everybody can see it and everything? Yeah, there you go. So you can yeah, so there we go. So yeah, so it makes the full screen and everything. And then let me open it up so you guys can actually see some. I don't want to spoil anything, but just a common image. So yes, it has like an anime art style to it. She had done a really, really good job with this and everything. So yes, chapter 1 is 32 pages long. The books are already done, as you can see. I paid money out of my pocket to do all this, because when I do these Kickstarters, these will not be crowdfunding. These will be pre-order campaigns, meaning that I will always pay up front to get these books done. I invested about $50K of my own money, and as you can see, these pictures back here are all my original characters that fits in my universe and everything. So can you play the trailer, MSK?
Yeah.
Yeah, scroll, yeah. All
right,
right,
shut the audio here really quickly.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me go. There we go. Yeah. So no, not this one. Scroll down. That's my presentation. Just scroll down right here. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, that one. Yeah, for chapter 1.
Hey, Wrath. I was able to pinpoint Jasmine Mitchell's location.
Remember the pain and remember the suffering.
What do you mean they're coming after me? I don't get it. How did they find out?
Everyone around you will pay the ultimate price.
I think someone just walked into my apartment.
Jasmine, get the hell out of there right now.
What are you?
Damn it, kid, I'm on my way. High-grade silver nitrate bullets. Something your kind doesn't take lightly. Well, am I right, vampire?
What is going on
Did
here?
you forget? The party was canceled to avoid a potential police raid. Your friend should already know that.
No fucking way. Is he
You think you're doing? Jasmine, step away from the window right now.
Damn it. Looks like the police are headed in your direction.
No, wait. Jasmine! Only then will you become the man I remember. Hezekiah Drippin.
Yeah, man, it's been a lot of work, especially putting that trailer together. My artist, she had put that trailer together. We did 2 trailers. I did my own version, then she did her version, and man, it was a pain in the ass trying to find voice actors, because the issue that I was having was as I was looking for voice actors, some people would agree to do the voices and everything, But then they looked at my Twitter page, they looked at my YouTube page and see, you know, my politics and stuff like that. And he's like, you know what? I don't want to be associated with that. So I had to start scrounging up.
Bullshit.
Yeah. It was hard. It was really, really hard. I said, damn.
You can find all kinds of voiceover actors on Fiverr. I advertise over there who would do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a buddy who used to work at Funimation, who got canceled for having the same kind of politics. So I could reach out to him and see if you want to make a connection.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome, man. That'd be awesome because I have over 100 characters, and this year I'm still gonna be doing auditions for my other characters as well. So there's a lot of work that I have lined up for people who may want to do some voice work and everything. So what I had to do was, if you guys don't know, I'm also a 3D hentai animator. I've been animating since 2014 or whatever like that. So I have a nice size community. I got like 15,000 followers and everything. Been making a lot of money off of it and everything, and I do a lot of work with a lot of voice actors in that space. So I had to rely on them. I had to go there. I had to go to the hentai community and say, hey, look, I just need some voice work done or whatever like that. Of course, I'm paying you or whatever and everything. So they came through for me, and most of them was able to come through and provide those voices for my characters. But this is something that I've been passionate about. I also incorporated my dad's characters into my universe because him growing up, he had pretty much wanted to work for Marvel. He wanted to be an artist for Marvel and everything. And he was drawing since he was 15. Once he became a young adult, my mom was pregnant and had me. So my dad ended up marrying my mom. And then the rest of my siblings was born. So my dad kind of like just put his dreams to the side to become a father, a family man, and everything like that. So in 2020, my dad put up a sketchbook showing all his old artwork and characters that I remember he showed me when I was a kid. I remember when he left for work, I took a snapshot of those characters and went to my artist and said, hey, draw them in anime form for me. And then I presented it to my dad. He almost cried. And I showed his characters and stuff. I said, yeah, Dad, I want to incorporate them into the Venus and Ryan Comics universe. And he was just happy. So now my dad is on board too. He helps with some of this, especially with his characters and his villain rogue gallery and stuff like that in my universe. But this is something that I just enjoy doing, man. I just eat and sleep and breathe Venus and Ryan Comics. But yes, chapter 1 of VK picks up with Hezekiah Draven, the oldest brother. It focused on him in this chapter because, as you see in the trailer, Jasmine, the girl, the goth chick, Hezekiah Draven is looking for her because he believes that she has connections to this vampire named Alan Fleck, who the Shadow World know him as the Flamebringer. And Alan Fleck is responsible for killing 2 of his mentors named Lionel Washington and Rosalie Baxter. So he's on his way there to go retrieve Jasmine. But when they get there, shit hit the fan or whatever. So the readers is going to find out what's the outcome of that and how that's going to affect the rest of the arc. So yes, that's essentially it.
Right on, man. That's cool.
Thanks, man.
Did you get a lot of inspiration from like all the Rippaverse stuff?
No, not really, because I was working on this before Ripper. Ripper just got more money than me, so he's able to put his out first.
And he was blacker.
Yeah. Because when he announced the Ripperverse,
I didn't mean for the characters. I meant like the funding and stuff, like how to go about it.
Oh, no, that's a good question. No, as far as the Ripperverse is concerned, I seen him as like, okay, what to do and what not to do. So I seen him as a guideline, like, okay, I see the mistake that he made here. Don't make that mistake. Oh, I see the success he did here. Okay, I'll modify mine. Yeah, implement it in mine and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's what he was the inspiration in that sense. But this was something that I was sitting in the background just working on quietly, and I wanted to get to a stage to where I was able to reveal it or whatever. It's
presentable,
make it presentable and stuff like that. And it was all about funds, man. Just having the money to do it. That's why it took this long. Because I'm not a millionaire, man. I wish I was a millionaire, because I would probably have like 3 comic book series already developed already, and then just announce it and say, here's the schedule of when these 3 books come out, and then go on from there. But you just don't have it all the time,
Yeah. People don't know, making comic books costs a lot of money. That's why a lot of people don't do it.
Yeah.
Yes, it costs a lot of money. Like the funds that I had, like I said, it came out of my pocket, and like when it came to getting this book done, I was only able to pay my artist to do like 3 to 4 pages a month or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes shit comes up. Like, you know, my daughter, she's in private school, so she has like her trips, or she was on
she might need braces or something like that. Just
random shit comes up. So that digs into the money that I need to pay her to get the next pages. So now instead of 4 pages, I might only do 1 page for that month. So that's what took so damn long to get it done. But hopefully the first campaign sets the momentum moving forward for Venus and Ryan Comics, because the whole goal is have Venus and Ryan Comics, you know, self-sustain itself, that it can pay for the book. So I don't have to go in my pockets, you know, doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I said, every month I had to like make a decision. Like, okay, should I get these pages done, or should I make her work on key art, because she's the only artist that I have. I plan on getting more artists, you know, as I go. Especially we have more comic book series coming out, so I want to have a different artist for each different series or whatever. Like,
get different styles going and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I want to do. And but yeah, so I have to make that decision. Like, okay, should I get her to get some pages done, or should I get this promotional work done, like the trailers and stuff like that? So it's always a decision I have to make each month, which slows that down. That's why I said to everybody, even though I made my goal, I reached my goal, that's just to help, you know, print this stuff out, pay for shipping and stuff, and y'all get y'all books. But what really counts is what's left over for Venus on Ryan Comics. Because if there's nothing left over, I had to start from scratch again. I got to pay out of my pocket, which means you have to wait longer for chapter 2, because chapter 2 is going to looking to be 42, maybe 62 pages. So that's even longer. So you may have to wait a longer time. That's why I'm hoping, and I pray to God that I can at least reach close to 10K or higher, or whatever like that. So I can have money left over and use that money to help finance chapter 2 and maybe Ultra Squad X, which is my next comic book series. So yeah.
Cool, man. So you're like over halfway towards your essential goal, or your hopeful goal then?
Yeah. Right in, yeah. Because the goal was $4,000 to meet for the campaign, but I'm at 5,000. Was it 5,003?
Yeah,
or 5,400 something. Yeah. So hopefully I can get to. Oh, it'd be nice. You know, I can get to 10,000 or higher. That'd be nice, or whatever. If I get to 8, I believe if I get to 8, if I get to 7,000, that would pay me back for this book or whatever like that. So,
are you going to be launching on any other platforms, like, or is this Kickstarter it?
Yeah, probably it depends. It depends. But I think, you know, Kickstarter has been doing me well so far, so probably I'm most likely to stick with Kickstarter. But what happens is after I'm done, I'm going to be starting my own website for Venus and Ryan Comics later on this year. So if you missed out on the campaign, Cover A will be available, and I'll have an online store where you can pick up Cover A. You can be able to pick up the book if you missed out on the campaign. So I'll be going to conventions this year too. I think we already have, like, I don't have the names of them because my brothers, they handle the listing and the names, but I think we already have like 3 or 4 cons so far lined up for me to go to and, you know, sell my books, my merchandise. Because as you can see, my brothers, we have a t-shirt business, like this Venus and Ryan Comics hoodies, what they made for me and everything, and they are responsible for all my merchandise. They made my mouse pads, they did my wallets, they did my sweatpants, hoodies, shirts. We do it all. And the company, we do for other people too, like other content creators. If you want merch done, or you want a gift for a loved one or for yourself, we do all kinds of custom designs. We've been in business for 4 years now, and everything. So yeah, so everything we're doing is in-house, everything. Yep.
It's the way to do it, man. Right on, man. I hope it works out. I'll be checking it out a little later. I'll see if I can get in on it, man. Get in where I fit in, as they say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you buy the physical, you can get it digital, or if you just want to just get digital, digital's $5. Digital's $5. Base cover is $15. Cover B is $20. Cover C 25. And then cover D is $30. It's only 250 copies of D. There's only 150. Yeah. And it's only let me mess this up. No, 100. It's only 100 copies a day, and then it's only 150 copies of C, and then it's 250 copies of B. And then you can just, if you just want to get A, you can just go get A. But yes, digital, you can get digital. It's only $5 for digital, but if you get physical, you get the digital with it as well. So
right on, man.
Hell yeah, man. Can't wait to get it in hands, read it, review it. Obviously, do an 8-hour stream trashing you. Hell yeah, man! Can't wait to do that. Man's Comic was the worst book I've ever read. It's like I've read some pretty bad things, so don't worry. If you're not on that level, you're good. You'll just be okay, you know. Gosh, man. I just would hope that certain indie creators don't do like CW level writing, not like good CW, bad CW writing. It's like, God, man, please don't do that. I don't want to read in that shit anymore. I'm good. My brain will actually fry.
Well, comics in general, I'm not gonna lie, it's not that they usually don't have the best writing, but because the medium that it is, it's like you got to mix the storytelling, so you don't get that much dialogue, but the visuals also tell the rest of the story too. So it's about blending that mixture just right, and some people don't get that right. And so, with 32 pages, it seems like you can make it pretty tight. You can make it actually blend in pretty well. Because once they get like pretty, like as much as like I like what Ripper's doing, like 90 something pages, it's like a lot can go wrong in 90 pages.
Oh yeah. Because when the longer it gets, man, it's the pacing and then filler. Like if you as you read and say, wait a minute, like you can shave half of this out or whatever like that, and you wouldn't even notice or whatever like that. Matter of fact, if you shave all of this out, you have a more like concise story, or whatever like that.
Comprehensive story, yeah.
It goes beat for beat and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right on, man. I'll be checking it out, man.
Thanks.
Gosh. Well, black man doing good things. I'm a white black man doing
MSK,
good things.
What the hell are you doing? No.
I run a successful podcast with thousands and thousands of viewers. There we go. It's not.
I tell you what, my life seems so boring compared to all you guys. Gee whiz.
Oh my God, dude. You gotta get out there, man. You're only 50. Life ain't over yet. Gosh,
you
man.
got to pick up calisthenics, dude, and start doing like those crazy ass videos where you're just like hanging backwards. Like,
hey, I've interviewed several of those guys on my YouTube page. Those guys,
it's awesome, man. Like it's
those
something I wish I would have got into it when I was in my 20s, because like I was doing the whole workout thing back in my 20s, and I got in really good shape. But it's like I was doing the P90X crap and all that stuff, and it works. Don't get me wrong.
P90X,
dude, it absolutely worked. I lost because I was up to like 260. I dropped down to 185 in like maybe 5 months, and I just like got shredded, and I was like, holy shit! So it totally works. And now I'm just like, I dabble in it now. I'm like, just to keep looking semi okay, but I'm like, man, I need to either get back into it or else I'm gonna turn into one of these lol cows you see. It's like, I'm just 400 pounds sitting on a chair somewhere, even though I do physical labor almost all the time. Like as you get older, that doesn't work as much anymore. Like you need
playing video games in your mama's basement. Is that right, you guys? Is that what it is?
Technically, I'm on the second story of my own studio in my warehouse. So yeah.
At least you're not hiding out in Mexico, avoiding child support payments.
Talking about Ralph there?
Ralph a male.
Oh man, it's sad that I know who that is. Like,
yeah.
Like as soon as you said that, I was like, oh God, why do I even know this? And I know this because of the fucking Ricada shit, because I used to like Ricada, and then all that bullshit happened, and I was like, this motherfucker, dude.
The first guest I ever had on my channel back in 2019, 2019, was Nick Ricada. He appeared on my channel like 4 times.
Oh wow,
that's crazy. Yeah,
He blew up, and then he literally blew his life up. It was crazy.
Yeah.
He had every. You know what's man? I think the first video
I used to watch him all the time. I thought he was hilarious, and then he seemed relatively insightful while being really funny. Nick Ricada.
He's the reason I quit drinking, actually. Because I was like,
shit.
Well, because
he made me start. No, I'm kidding.
I saw what happened with his life. I'm like, you know what? I'm actually enjoying alcohol a little too much, and I'm using it as a crutch on my show. And I'm like, you know what? It's just not
Cheers
for me.
To that. There you go.
So I actually haven't had a drink since Christmas. So I drink like on special occasions, and that's it.
I've
like,
made up for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't really drink at all.
I've never drank in my life.
Like last time I drank something was like 7 years ago, and that was at a photo shoot that my brothers hosted. We had models come over for Halloween.
Is that what's wrong with you, MSK? You just don't drink?
I don't drink or smoke.
We figured it out.
No,
I don't smoke at all.
I get hungover halfway through a beer before the buzz kicks in. So
and
I
only
drink
like
right
hard lemonade, hard iced tea, and like a cooler. That's the farthest I go. Like I don't do all that other stuff.
mm-hmm.
You know, I'll buy like a fucking fifth and I'll finish it in a night, and then the next day I can be just fine, dude. It could be a work day. It's no problem. But dude, I come from a long line of alcoholics. Like
I can hold my liquor. I can walk in a straight line after 3 or 4 drinks. I won't get behind the wheel of a car because I'm not an idiot, but I can still walk a straight line and not slur my speech.
I walked a straight line. The problem was it led right to the back of a cop car, which was crazy. But I just straight to the back of there. That really
show
sucked.
me a straight line, I'll walk it. But there's no long straight line on the road.
I've been doing. I'm drinking enough for all of you. That's good. I don't drink now. It's like I never had the urge or care to or do drugs.
I mean, to me, like the stuff, alcohol just tastes nasty to me. It doesn't taste good. Like
now,
I have never enjoyed it. Then don't do it.
I have never.
Dude, you work a long, hard day in the fucking sun and like out here in Cali when you're working around concrete all day. There's nothing better than a fucking beer at the end of the day.
Absolutely,
it just isn't. It
Absolutely,
just isn't, man.
True.
Do concrete concrete work for a day, and you'll appreciate a beer.
You want a nice little beer, absolutely. I've never done weed. I've never I've never even put an unlit cigarette to my mouth. I've never never smoked or done weed or anything else. Not against it, just don't do it.
Never put an unlit cigarette, so only when they're lit.
never smoked. Not even when my nephews were born. I was given cigars. Nope, never even took a cigar. I never did.
I've done cigars.
You said you're on the wrong stream. Sounds like I'm on the wrong stream. I've done fucking everything.
I did weed one time, hated it, but that was just that was a bad event. I was not properly prepared for that. I quit smoking 20 years ago. I was working food service. Everybody smokes, but the only time I did drugs was the one time I did weed. So, and again, I don't. If you're gonna do it, do it.
If you're saying you did weed, I mean that already says you don't do drugs.
Yeah, I took in marijuana.
I taken in the marijuana. Yeah.
You said you did shrooms.
No,
dude,
I've never done
shrooms, DMT, acid.
Oh god, okay, you're just a full-blown drug addict. Okay, this man's crazy.
Dude, so a couple of years ago, I was cleaning out like an old storage with a fucking dresser that I haven't seen in a while, and I opened that shit out, and let's just say, like that shit would have sent me to jail for like 20 fucking years. I was like, holy shit. I mean, I just gave it away to like some friends, I swear. But I was like, I forgot all about it. I was just like, oh yeah, let me just go through these. We're taking out the drawers to make it easier to move, and I was like, holy shit.
The hardest drug I've ever done, I guess it would be, if you want to call it a drug, is 192 proof coming out of my still. I mean, my neighbor's still, not mine. My 192 proof. That's strong stuff.
There's actually a lawsuit that's going to head to the Supreme Court that is trying to overturn the law that bans home distillation. It claims that it's unconstitutional. So home distillation may actually be legal by the end of the year.
Well, all right. It's going to be hard because Trump doesn't drink. So I don't know if he's before that or not.
Yeah, but
he seems like one of those people. Like he's at least willing to listen. Like when he went on to Theo Von's podcast and they started talking about cocaine and shit, and I was just like, okay, this guy he doesn't even drink. He has no idea what the fuck cocaine's like. But then he sat there and he kind of asked the questions, and then Theo Von's sitting there like, dude, it'll make you feel like an owl. And I'm like, okay, I've never done that much. What the fuck is this guy doing, dude? Like he's saying some just wild shit where I'm like, dude, like I'm in California, man. Like, and I did the music scene all in my 20s. Let's just say I did all the fun stuff, and I was just like, I never went like that, man. The shit that he says, I was like, what the fuck? Was I doing it wrong? Like what?
I think Theo was rubbing it on his eyeball.
Yeah, well, Theo's also pretty wild, dude. That guy, his analogies and stuff are always just the most obscure shit you've ever heard.
You have to wonder, is he playing a character or is that like really him?
I kind of want to believe it's him just because I have met some pretty out there people. Like who've been very far gone and who've kind of came back or whatever. And then there's people like me and some people I know who are like, we were casual. It was like, yeah, you could do this, but you never got addicted to anything. It was like when I quit smoking weed, I was just like, hey, I'm done smoking weed. And then I haven't picked it up for about 13 years. So I was like, okay. And I just quit like that. Same with everything else. Anything else that was around, it was like, nah, I'm good, man. It was like, me and a bunch of my friends are able to kind of do that. But there are some people who are still like, hey, man, I got this. And I'm like, dude, you're like 36, man. Is your heart okay? Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, all right. But
I mean, if Theo is playing a character, then he is a comedic genius. I mean, I'm not saying that he's not anyway, but to be able to play a character that hard and not have that be your real personality is impressive.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I know who he is. I've never listened to his podcast. I gotta listen to his podcast a few times.
He's fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
Like, some of the shit he says is just so like, it's so left field. You're like, dude, are you even on the right game right now? Like, it's so weird. Like, I can't even pretend to make up an analogy that he would do because it's so fucking random. So if you watch him, you'll understand.
Wow. Here's a question for you guys. And I would assume a few of you, if not all of you, listen to different podcasts. Would you rather listen to podcasts all day and not have a television, or have a television and not listen to podcasts?
Given how my life is now, ever since I started listening to them, I've only really just consumed podcasts. Like I'll literally put on episodes I've already watched on the background just to hear them when I'm doing something again.
So do you listen to your podcast on YouTube or just listen like on different platforms?
Primarily for me, it's just been YouTube. I don't really go to other places for them. I know Spotify's big. I just can't get into the idea of like listening to them. Sometimes I like the visual aspect of them.
I don't know how to use Spotify.
So I do a weird mix.
I don't know. Old. Oh my god!
I don't know how to use Spotify.
You click a button and you get it.
I'm a high school teacher as well, and the kids laugh at me too. They go, "What? Huh? I don't know how to use Spotify."
I do a weird mix. Like when I'm working and whatnot. Like there's a couple podcasts I'll listen to, or like like G&G in the morning for like an hour, and then I'll switch to my audiobooks. And so I listen to a lot of audio. Like I mainly listen to a lot of audiobooks because listening to audiobooks, I can go through like 200 books a year while I'm still working and still get a couple of my podcasts in and stuff. So I kind of mix them up. So if I can do that, I'd much rather listen to like audiobooks because then I'm at least listening to books. I don't have the time to read books like I would like, but if I can listen to them, I think that's been like the best thing, because then it still expands your like knowledge and your vocabulary and your vernacular and stuff like that. It's not as good as reading, because I have noticed like when you read a book, you like absorb those words a lot better than just hearing them. Like something about reading them and pronouncing them yourself and all that stuff, it helps a lot more. But if you're doing, like I said, when I listen to them, I'm doing like maybe 150 to 200 books a year when I'm listening to them. And that helps a lot, man. It also helps you speak to people. Like I have times where I'm talking to people in person and they're just like, I've literally had people stop me and be like, I don't even know what that word means. And I'm like, yeah, you look like you don't, but, so it's interesting. And it's like,
I will say that
don't you just do blue collar work? And I'm like, yeah. And apparently I'm more educated than you with your master's, you fucking idiot, but whatever.
No, if somebody says a word I don't know, I don't have a problem asking what that means.
Oh no, I absolutely have done that too. Plenty of times.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And people spending all this money for college, and colleges. Good Lord, man. They teach you in school, go to college. It's good for you. You don't even use that fucking degree, or you don't even know what you're even
doing. Pick up a trade, man.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Pick up a trade and then do your side stuff on the side until that can possibly become your main thing.
That's go make really good money. My 5-year-old son wants to be a plumber.
Good for him.
Yeah.
The most plumbing I did, I used to build swimming pools, man. And you even just dealing with swimming pools, you deal with some pretty dirty stuff. Plumbing is going to be that much worse, but if you can handle it, you can make some good money. Especially
were you the pool guy, like on some of those shows that we see? Hey, Mr. Pool Guy, come in here.
Hey, what's up? So no, I mainly built swimming pools, but when people would take time off or somebody would
Hey, Mr.
Either
Pool Guy,
they
my
would either
plumbing's
lose their
clogged.
job,
Can you come
I
in
would take
here?
over their routes, and then I would be a pool guy for a couple months at a time for whatever route needed to get taken over. And what sucked is I always told my boss that that's like, dude, I'd rather do this. It's way easier. It's way easier of a job than people realize. And like, you're mainly like, it takes like 20 minutes to even clean like an Olympic sized pool if you're good. And you're just in and out of there. You do about 15 to 20 pools a day. You're done by like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and your day's good. And you're making like over $200, $300 a day. And it's pretty easy work, and it keeps you in shape.
Did
And
you
then
ever
it would
get
be like,
propositioned?
no, because most of the time people are at work, man. Like you're there when they're at work. Like that stuff. Yeah. The millionaires' houses that we would go and clean, like I cleaned Sandra Bullock's pool, but when I went up there, it was like,
hey, there you go.
like,
Yeah.
well, you would think that, but her property was getting renovated and everything, and you had to go through like security and stuff to get up there. And so, and like, I couldn't even take out my phone to take pictures because she owns like her own hill. She owns like a hill in Hollywood, or like in basically Hollywood, and it overlooks all of LA. Awesome view. And I was like, dude, I want a picture of this. And my boss was just like, don't. You'll get us kicked out of here. You'll get me lost. Like, we'll lose this job. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I just want a picture. And they're like, don't, because there's security all over the place while people are doing construction work and shit. So all those cool places, it's cool to go to because you get to say like, hey, I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
Super strict, very strict.
Wow.
They don't fuck around. Yeah.
Wow. I got propositioned when I was driving Uber. Like my second night doing it, picked up some.
Oh, that happened to me. I did Uber too. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like pulling up my arms, or they're pulling up my sleeves as I have tattoos. They're just like, oh my God, all drunk as shit. And I'm like,
yep,
you guys are like 45. And at the time I was like, I don't know, late 20s.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
Hey man, I've had some age gaps, but
no, it was my second day driving. It was some drunk chick who was in the back seat, and she was wanting to do me sexual favors instead of the fare. And I'm thinking, since I'm new to Uber, this must be a plant or something. And I'm like, I don't want. Nah, that's all I need is single guys, Uber guys, sexual harassment.
Like this $12 is more worth it.
Exactly.
Get yourself a dash cam.
I did. I had inside and outside dash cam. Absolutely, everything was on film. Yeah, just in case. Yep.
Well, you did Uber?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I had some interesting stories. It was wild. Yeah.
Dude, I did Uber. I picked up the guy who did Doctor Strange. Like he did the Doctor Strange movie. And like the next week I picked up the people who like did all the graphics for the Doctor Strange movie. And they were like, so I almost was carrying on the same conversation. Like you just pick up all sorts of random people when you do Uber, especially out here in LA. Like, because like I'm out in Chatsworth, which is I'm about 30 minutes from like Hollywood, LA area. And you start where you start, sure. But most people go inwards. So when you start, all of a sudden you end up in like the big high areas like Hollywood and shit like that. And then you just start picking up all sorts of fucking weirdos, man. Like are so crazy people. So it was interesting, but it ends up not being worth it at in the long run. Like the amount that you got to repair your car, all that stuff. It ends up kind of not being worth it. Most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you guys stories. I won't bore you anymore. But one night I picked up the Indiana State University is where was my home base, close to me, and there's 4 girls from the ISU swim team that I picked up to go to that's going to a frat party. And you talked about gorgeous, perfect bodies. And I'm an old man, so I'm like 10 and 2 on the steering wheel. Don't look. But oh my God, were they hot? All 4 of them were equally as
He's
hot.
lying. He was sitting back. He was sitting back looking like this, and he was just screaming with his dick.
I'm like, dash cam, I got to be focused a little more so I can use this at home later. These girls were knockouts, every single one of them. Very nice, very polite, great attitudes. But my God, you talk about ultra hot. Holy crikeys.
The hottest chicks I picked up, it was 3 girls from Australia, and they kept tripping out every time I would make a right on a red light because apparently you're not allowed to do that out there. And they would sit there and like grab the seat because they thought they thought I was about to like crash into shit. And I'm like, no, we're allowed to do this. But every single time that would happen. And I was just like, no, we're allowed to do this here. And they just never got over it. And I'm like, they're like, yeah, we get our rental car tomorrow. And we get a Mustang. I'm like, you guys are going to get in an accident, but okay, have fun.
Have you ever kicked anybody out? You ever kick anybody out of your car?
No, I got pretty lucky with that.
I did.
I got really lucky.
Yeah. And his buddies begged me to have him stay. I told him, you say you pay me more. So they gave me an extra 20 and I could let him stay in the car. Yeah. He was being a dick. I stopped the car in the middle of the highway, told him to get out. I'm taking him any farther. Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. I didn't get a good rating for that trip, but oh well, what the heck.
Gosh, man. He said he's old, but he's doing Uber. Uber's the thing that we created in this day and age. You guys,
dude, there's a bunch of older. Go to Vegas, man. Everybody out there,
everybody Ubers everything. Yeah.
Every time the last couple of years I went to Vegas, every single Uber driver was somebody in like their 50s or 60s, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm just doing this because I'm kind of retired and it makes good money, and because it's like almost minimum like $20 a trip." Like it's like minimum $20 a trip, and it'll be like 1 mile down the strip, which sometimes does take a while because the traffic there sucks.
Yep.
But they're just constantly bam from the airport to the strip, and then if you're in the strip from one casino to the next, so they're just making dumb money out there. Really
I wrote an ebook about it. I didn't sell anything, but I wrote an ebook of how to drive Uber and do a time ride share. Oh yeah.
That's probably the hardest thing ever. If you're a creator, it's like if you create something and you just. If no one reads it or buys it, you're like, man, did I just suck?
I think I've written 6 or 7 ebooks. I haven't sold much of them, but I've written them. Yeah, they're out there.
Lord, that's the worst thing, man. So
yeah, I know. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, thank you.
I wrote a book about the Constitution during COVID, and we sold 6 copies.
Hey,
hell yeah, man! Moving up in the world.
That's 5 more than my ebook, but my Uber ebook. Yeah. And the one who bought it was my sister. Thank you, sis.
Good Lord.
Yeah, we actually sent out more free copies to try and get on other people's shows to
exactly. Yeah.
And then we ended up selling.
Yeah, you tell people that democracy is not in the U.S. Constitution. They look at you like you're crazy. I'm like, yeah, in public school, they tell you that democracy is like this core American value, and it kind of is to some degree.
Yeah, it's not. Democracy is actually pretty terrible.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand what it is. It's like majority rule. So, like, if you guys want to
ran our Pledge of Allegiance, it says "For the Republic for which we stand." I mean, it's right there. Come on, guys.
Come on, man.
We're a fucking republic.
Like, yeah. I told someone, and they're like, "You're lying. Democracy's in there." Look, they knew I was. I was like, they couldn't believe.
You guys saw when Kamala messed that up, right? When she
messed the Pledge of Allegiance. Holy shit, man!
But to be fair, she went to school in Canada, so she never had to recite it growing up.
That's good Lord, man. Good old Canadians.
Communists.
It's also interesting is because if people don't know, democracy is like the majority rule thing. So if you guys wanted to literally hang me, you could vote to hang me. The reason why that wouldn't happen if you have Republicans, there's a system, there's a process. Now, obviously, sometimes doesn't always get it right, but at least it's not like
live stream if we did that.
Yeah. Like literally, if enough people wanted,
you would have been gone a long time ago.
Whoa! And of course, the white man is voting for it. Ironies, man.
Hey, Mugen was the tiebreaker. You gotta get on him about that.
I'm just pointing out if enough people in America wanted slavery, democracy, if we had full-blown democracy, they'd vote for it. That's why we don't have that. It's a trash system, Would you consider voting democratic? That's the debate there.
Voting is a democratic process.
Yes.
So the most pedantic description I've ever heard of America's system is we are a federalized constitutional republic with occasional democratic tendencies.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. When people say
again, I'm on the wrong podcast. You sound way too smart for me.
You're a teacher, aren't you guys supposed to be smart? Don't you guys go to school and shit?
I know. He's like, I know one subject, PE, and we throw dodgeballs at each other.
Not anymore. Yeah, hey, you can't do that anymore.
At least you're not a fat gym teacher.
Is that why I got fired?
I had a landlady who was a PE teacher. She was the health and fitness teacher, and I shit you not, was 5'4", 250 pounds.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
You say a Landwell lady?
she was a landlady. She owned the house that I lived in for a while, and yeah, she was her name. Her name was the name that nobody's named anymore because of Dane Cook, and she definitely was one.
Bertha.
No. Wanting to speak to the manager.
Fat lady.
Karen.
Karen, yeah. She has improved since she retired.
I'm kind of curious, like the statistics on how many people stopped naming their kids Karen.
Actually, there was one year where there were 0 people named Karen in America.
Yep. I read that as well. Yep.
Wow. Or even like Catherine, maybe that's too close. With the A. Like, I don't know.
Ooh. Oh yeah. Good God. You know what's crazy? One of the people that we know said there wasn't a satanic panic, and then immediately doubled down that there basically was a panic out there. I'm like, I don't think I even grew up around. Yeah, I don't think I grew up with it happening. I think I was at the tail end of it. The only thing that I remember was that they did ban essentially having Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Magic or any trading cards.
It was that. It was Magic and D&D were like some of the 2 big things, and then of course rock music and metal music.
I am like, definitely on the wrong live stream. What the hell you guys? What?
You know the satanic panic.
You would have lived through that.
I've never even heard that term before. Satanic panic. I never heard that term before.
That happened in like the 90s. It was like the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, I didn't know the term for it. I remember it, but
that's what it was called, satanic panic. Like I've heard that for all my life.
I've never heard
that
nowhere near like a lot of
the
Christian
60s
people.
and 70s too. My dad went to college with the guy who started D&D. Like not like he didn't know him, but he went to the same college. Like that guy graduated the same year my dad started. So, but yeah, it started then too. It happens all the time.
D&D was a big thing back then. The satanic, it was witchcraft. They would say it was sorcery. It was all kinds. I seen a documentary on that. Yeah, it was such a big deal.
Yeah, for Yu-Gi-Oh, people were like, "Man, is Yu-Gi-Oh satanic because you summon monsters?" And it's like, what in the world? Like,
they would have thought it was satanic because it was so gay. But all right.
Oh, whoa! Yu-Gi-Oh was for Chads. Yu-Gi-Oh was for Chads. If you play D&D, you were a loser and a nerd. We even made fun of those people.
Yeah, I even knew some.
I'm sure you did with your limp wrist over there.
Oh no! hey! I always had women, no matter what the situation was. So I'm good.
Yeah, even
that's why you're hanging with us on a Saturday night in California. Yeah, you go.
You don't gotta rub it in, man. God damn it.
Yeah, even some people, even some like friends of the family that I knew wouldn't let their kids watch Shaman King because they would take spirits and put it into yourself and all every type of stuff. So, yeah, it was a thing, man. It definitely was.
The women that played Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff, they'd play cards like Clog de Yorda and stuff like that. But like
no, you assume girls were in Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, that's generous. That's crazy.
No, those are the girls you were literally making to make your
Zodiac. No, that's actually the meme. There's not really girls in Yu-Gi-Oh. There's more girls a little bit now. It's still mostly 95%.
Yeah, we know. That's why you were here. Like
girls mostly play Pokemon. They're like it went from I was collecting Pikachu to chasing Pikachu when I got older. So Pikachu, pretty influential character in my life. I love the little.
Is there still that app out there where you find invisible characters walking around the street?
Yeah, still going good. It's still going big.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Pokemon Go.
I never participated in that Pokemon Go. I just think I didn't care.
I did it for a little bit.
You weren't that much of a nerd, were you? No.
I just thought. I mean, when it was so
I downloaded
popular,
it and I think I got like 2 things and never opened it again.
Yeah, I'm a person that don't follow what everybody else is doing because I mean everybody in my neighborhood, everybody was doing Pokemon Go, and I was like, I'm not doing that.
I live out in the middle of nowhere. I can't do those kinds of things.
Yeah,
wait,
I remember.
Do you even have a comic book shop around you, Arthur?
The nearest comic book shop is about an hour drive away. We had a local game store, but they closed.
Yeah,
same here.
I don't have a comic book shop around.
Hey, MSK, are you near Frankincense? Are you out near that?
Yeah.
Okay, Frankincense is dope, man.
I went a few times. I haven't gone in like a few years. I need to go back, man. I love going there. God,
the place is awesome.
Yeah, it's great, man. I spend too much money whenever I go there, but it's worth it because I don't get a chance to go there all the time. But if you're ever down there and you want to get like a bro drink, like hang out with me, talk to me, chill.
Dude,
with me.
I haven't been there in like at
bro
least
drink and
15
play
years.
Pokemon Go with me out there.
Whoa. It's not a date, you know. Hey, if I ask you guys,
Like, you want to come catch this Mewtwo with me? It's at this coffee shop.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, we ask all women, but if I know a guy like Cyfax, and he looks kind of good, I'm like, hey, yo, man, you trying to hang out? Is that gay? Is that a date?
Not
like,
at all. No. Go hang out with the guy.
When you say it the way you just said it, yes. He looks a little good. I might want to hang out with him later at a coffee shop alone with just us two. Like, yeah, dude. Like, you don't got to put on all these extra caveats to like.
I make it extra attractive for you want to come. Like, girls kept doing the things like, why are guys so connected? They have these bromances. I'm like, are they gay? It's like, no, I have a bromance with a few of my friends. We're not gay. We don't jerk each other off. We're just cool with each other. You know,
just taking a dude's dick up the ass, it doesn't make you gay.
Yeah,
we're not diddying. Yeah. We're not diddying people around here. God, man. Like, people gotta make everything so weird. Like, when a girl is friends with a guy and they legitimately are not sleeping together, like, you want to bang her. It's like, no, I don't. I don't find her attractive at all. There's women I don't find attractive at all, and I just would never want to bang because they're just annoying as fuck.
I had the opposite experience with that. Any girl that I was friends with, I was definitely sleeping with. But
of course,
hey, there you go. High five, my friend. There you go.
God, man. I'm sorry.
Lost a lot of friends that way, but you know,
if I never had that opportunity. For office, if I ran for office, I would. My first speech when I first run, I would say, hey, assume I slept with every girl or I want to sleep with every girl. Let's get that out of the way right now. Let's assume that right away. And so let's move on.
Well, it's crazy. The girls didn't want to sleep with me because I was a loser back then. But when I got
if I tried to do any of that, they could just look to this stream and be like, did you admit that you did all the psychedelics out there? And be like, yeah, like 17 times.
When I got taller, richer, better looking, more riz, they all came to me. But yeah, most of the time, like, a girl will be like, I don't want to sleep with that guy. He's my friend. Then
taller, aren't you 5'7"?
I'm 5'9".
Like 5'2" to 5'7" is like what?
Not
you put on high heels.
Wait. You're a rizzer. All right, for us boomers, what does that mean? You're rizzer.
It's charisma.
Means he's gay with caveats.
The other day, the kid
what?
What is this Zoomer brain rot?
It's essentially like, you know how you like spit game at a girl? It's essentially that. You ever
the kids at school asked me the other day if I was rizzing on anybody. I'm like, what the hell does that mean?
I heard the Zoomer brain rot in the real world when I went to see Sonic 3. Something happened in the movie, and I hear some kid behind me. What the Sigma?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going out in public anymore.
Sonic 3. I mean, there's a Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. There's a Sonic 3.
I have a 5-year-old. It's Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm going to see the Sonic movies.
Hey,
I don't have a choice.
I went and saw it. It was cinema.
Yeah, I've seen all three.
It's going to win an Oscar, I bet you. Yeah, okay.
No.
It was a fun movie. I will say I was not impressed with Keanu's performance as Shadow. It felt really wooden to me.
Andrew, if you just if you drink enough whiskey and you just throw one of those old rubber red balls you probably have laying around and you just roll down a hill really fast, you can be like, dude, I saw Knuckles and he was burning out. And you know, people will believe you.
Shit. All right. Chloe says, I was a loser back then. The more things changed, the more they stay the same. Oh my God.
Does that mean you're a loser? Is this Chloe a loser now then? Is that what it means?
No, she was talking about me.
Okay.
Wait, you were a loser back then, so this is you at your peak? Oh my God.
History doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme.
The reason why guys are friends with girls is because they want to bang them. So if the girl puts you in a friend zone, I'm like, I ain't talking to that bitch.
I would go as far to say about 95% of the time.
And then you'll have girls that'll be like, man, I'm fat. I got 3 kids. Man, I'm not gonna give it up to this guy. But
then you want to stay friends with them because they have hot friends.
Do they? Oh, you're right.
Yeah, they do.
It's the fact that the fat girl usually has like no self-awareness. They're all like ran down. They got like 3 kids. They're like, you know what? I deserve this great man. It's like, no, you don't. You deserve what you get. Fucking hell. What do you, man? Women opinions are some of the worst you'll ever hear. Like absolutely just straight up trash.
I'm so glad I don't have to deal with any of that.
Funniest ones with that is like when they tried to give advice on like dating and it's
Oh,
like,
God.
this is how you should be. And it's like,
Jesus. Never take advice from
No, the
chicks.
it's the worst. It's the worst thing you'll ever hear in your life. You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get immediately blocked. Thanks.
The usual ones I always heard. You got to treat her like a lady. You got to buy her flowers. Never do that ever.
No,
do not buy a girl flowers.
No.
That is
not
an
on
L.
the first date. No.
Girls always say that. Get her flowers. No, never get a girl flowers.
If you lead with your pocket, you're always expected to lead with your pocket. Don't do that right away.
Look, all I say is just be yourself, man. Just be yourself and be straightforward and upfront. Like,
man.
You know how many times I scored just by just saying what's on my mind and being upfront about it. There's one girl I had met at an anime convention. It was at Otakon and everything. And me and her got to talking and everything. And then she sent me a friend request on Facebook. This was about like 3-4 years ago. We get to talking and stuff. And at the time, I'm not looking for a relationship. It's just me raising my daughter, trying to, because she's going to college in 2 more years and stuff like that. So my life is on
how
pause.
old are you? You look way too young.
I'll be 38 in March.
He's a mega boomer.
You're just a young pup.
I was like,
what the hell?
Jesus.
You guys can call me grandpa in this group. What the hell, guys? Jeez.
Grandpa Andrew, what's the best whiskey out there, sir?
So
I make homemade stuff. Other than that, I don't know.
So we get to talking. We get to talking and everything.
Glenn Levitt, 75 now.
So we was talking for a couple of weeks. She would call me or we would text and stuff like that. And then she told me I was cute and everything. And we get to talking. I was like, look, if you're looking for a relationship right now, I'm just getting my life together. I'm working, on myself and taking care of my daughter. I'm not trying to look for anything serious and stuff. But I'll be honest with you, I'm trying to fuck. You know what I'm saying? And when I told her that, I said, we can just do, we both adults. We both want something and stuff. And I said, if you don't tell anybody, I won't say anything. How about we just be friends with benefits? I remember at first she got mad. Like, what do you think I am? Some type of slut? Yada, 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 yada. And then she hung up on me.
I'll hit you up that night.
She hit me up. Yep. She hit me up that night and said, listen, I want to apologize. I was being a bitch. And I just thought about it and everything. And said, yeah, I'll take you up. I'll take you up on that offer. And I was like, oh shit, it worked.
Bro, that's like every woman. All women do that. Do they not? Initially, they're like, I hate this idea.
3 hookups are the same thing. Last 3 at least. It's always the same. It's just like, hey, this is all I got to offer right now because I'm not trying to do all that. And and it literally works every fucking time.
And I live in Philly. She lived in Baltimore. I told her, I'm not driving down there to see you. You got to come down and see me. And then she would drive 2 hours to come see me every other weekend and everything. We have our fun, and then send her back to where she go. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, just be upfront, man. Like, you can't go wrong with it. Like, sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no, but as long as you upfront, you're not lying to her, you're not trying to string her along, play games, lay the cards on the table, let her decide. She can't blame me for anything if I put it out there and you chose.
Well, nowadays you got to just ask her a body count. Every guy does that now. Body count?
No. I would never ask for body count. No way. No.
God, man.
First of all, none of my business. Why? Why ask for it? And MSK, you and I got in this conversation. It was just me and you a couple months ago when you first had me on there. No way I would ask. If they would ask me, I wouldn't tell. I said, none of your damn business, first of all.
The way that I bend it is like,
hey, I ran out of a number, man. It's just too high at this point.
The whole body count thing, it depends, man. Like, because the thing is, it's what's attached to it. Because the thing is, you don't know what you're getting when you deal with a chick. Because it's the saying, like, if you bring fire into your bosom, how you not expect to get burnt. You know what I'm saying? So if she got all these different bodies, you don't know what other men are sitting in the background. Then once you start dating her, all her past boyfriends or all those past bodies just pop up in her life again out of nowhere. And now since you're attached to her, now you're brought into all her mess. And that's the thing that's like, especially like when I was dealing with my baby mom and stuff, she had a crazy boyfriend and other guys that she dealt with. And I started dating her. She never told me about these guys. I never knew anything about these guys. She made sure I didn't know. And then after I started dating her, man, these dudes just started popping up. They just started, I'm like, what the hell? Who are these people? And then her ex-boyfriend, when he was stalking her, and when she told me that he was outside her apartment, he didn't know I was coming. I ended up beating him up. And then after he left the apartment, she told me he was a member of the Bloods. I'm like, what the fuck? So then I had to watch my back every time. I had to watch my back everywhere I went or whatever like that. Just make sure that this dude don't retaliate back with his crew. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to know those things and stuff. So and whatever. That's why when it comes to me with women, I lay my cards out so she can make that decision. A lot of women don't lay their cards out because they already know what the outcome is going to be. But if they lay their cards out, then let that man decide if he wants to deal with that. If she got a lot of bodies and she lets you know, and you want to deal with that, then hey, you chose it. So any outcome that come out of it, you can't get mad because you decided.
Yeah,
you got.
So do you ask what the body count is?
Well, most girls I talk to, like, since they're friends with benefits and stuff, I don't like. I'm not trying to date them, so I don't care. I'm not
exactly.
I'm not trying to date them. If I'm trying to date them. Yeah, then I start sifting through that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta make it funny. A lot of guys go too straightforward. Don't make it funny. So if she's like, if I say body count, she says 6. I'll go, what are the chances I can be the 7th? You make it a joke. Girls like that kind of stuff. That's easy. Turn it into a joke. Make it fun for them. You know, be like, hey, what was the race of your last boyfriend? A white boy. Oh, you ever tried chocolate? Easy, man. You gotta raise up girls, dude.
So here's a question for you guys. Speaking of dating, would you ever date a person who worked in the currently or in the past worked in the adult industry, in the porn star?
Oh hell no! Oh hell no!
Why not?
Only for fucking. That's it. That's it.
Absolutely
not. Because dude, like I said before, it's all about her digital footprint. If I'm dating a chick who done porn and stuff, and especially if I got in a now, like I said, if I'm not dating them or not marrying them, that's different or whatever like that. But if I'm marrying them, have kids with them, her history is on the internet. My child's gonna get bullied for that. And I know people whose children have been bullied for that because their parents or their mother done porn and stuff like that. You got to think about your future. You got to think about people around you who get affected by that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But if you're just trying to have fun, then no. Like if she does that stuff, and you just doing that just to have fun with her, then go ahead. But I'll never marry a chick that's in that stuff. Never. Or date a chick like that.
Strictly just banging.
Just fun. Just that's fun. It. They all may put themselves in that category. Just fun.
Because like if you're dating one of them, hypothetically, say you date one of them, and they're banging some guy or girl every day for their job, are you able to like mentally? Because I know guys take that.
Let me tell you something.
Oh no, you have to be able to mentally handle. Absolutely.
Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I worked in the adult industry as a cameraman. I edit films and stuff like that. Like I said,
high five.
Yeah. I knew like I'm friends with a porn guy or whatever like that.
You weren't a fluffer, were you? No.
He's been in the industry for what? He's been in the industry for like 20, maybe 30 years and stuff like that. And he would hire me as his cameraman when he does work in Philly and stuff. And like I said, he knows a lot of these chicks and stuff. We go to his studio, and what was so crazy was he was doing like this anal shoot or whatever like that with this chick. So she comes in with her boyfriend. And what was so awkward was it's me and both my brothers. My brother, he was doing a photo shoot with the pictures, and I'm setting up the equipment. Then my other brother, he's using the video camera and everything. But what was so awkward was my friend who's the porn guy, he opens the door.
You and your brothers are all standing around with erections. Is that what's
no? It was so funny. The guy comes in with his girlfriend who's about to get fucked by my porn friend or whatever like that. He comes in, you just see 3 black guys and then the white guy right there, and she with her bag waving at everybody, and you can see on his face that he really is not down with this. But like I said, there's a lot of dudes who would accept a chick that does porn, but a lot of men don't agree with it. But so many men are desperate. Yeah. Some dudes are just so desperate and they want a woman so bad they will put up with it or whatever. So I see on his face, and I feel bad like at the same time because he really don't want to send her off. And then he gives her a kiss and stuff like that, and she leaves, and then she comes in, just start taking all her shit off and everything, ready to get fucked. And I'm like, and then she goes back home to that. Like that's the cuck, that shit is just cuck behavior, dude. Like I can't do that. I just can't do something like that.
I get it. A long time ago when I was, and this is more low key, but when I was in the mortgage industry, it was a stripper that came in and wanted to get a mortgage for buying a house.
Right.
And so I had to go get paperwork signed and the only time I could see her was while she was on the pole, basically at the place. And
yeah, that's what I would put down too. No.
And I had to go in there. Yeah,
I can only be here for this.
And my boss at the time for the mortgage company was such a wise guy, wise man. He says, remember, you're going over there as a professional. You're representing me, and you're representing yourself, and you're representing the country and the company. don't be an ass. He says, she's doing a job, you're doing a job. Just get the paper signed and don't be an ass. I'm like, you know what? He's right. Her job was to be on the pole, basically. That's how she earned her income. That doesn't mean that's her lifestyle. That was her income. Now, I know it was just a stripper. It wasn't in the porn industry. But
if she's serving you chicken strips naked, that's just a bonus.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, he was my boss is wise when saying that. He says, don't be an ass. You're representing yourself. Be a professional about it. That's her job. And your job is to get the paper signed. You know, if her job is different than yours, so be it. And if you can't accept her as being a working professional at her industry, whatever that would be, then maybe you shouldn't be in this industry. I'm like, oh, good point, guy. Yeah. So
yeah,
that is sound advice, though.
It's a job. It's a job. Right.
Well, this is what I tell a lot of guys. Like, just because they're in that profession, you don't treat them like shit. Like, I don't treat none of those chicks. They do sex work. Like, as long as you don't treat, as long as you're not an asshole towards me, I'm not gonna be an asshole towards you. But like I said, I treat every woman like a woman, unless otherwise. And you treat me like if you be an asshole towards me, then I'm gonna treat you like how you actually are. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand it.
I would say the only wrench I always throw into that stuff is if it's like when some of those women start talking about why they can't get relationships. It's like, do you lack self-awareness? I understand that's you got to do that stuff sometimes to make some money. Yo, bills are tough. Bills don't care about where your money came from. That shit got to get paid. I understand that. But if you're talking about why you can't get a relationship, it's like, well, that's the trade-off. All this money for maybe lack of relationships. That's everything in life is a trade-off, though. You're not going to always have your cake and eat it too. I think that's where the conversation is.
Everything has consequences. Like, and that's that's what's wrong with society today, especially when it comes to women. Women expect to do things and not receive any consequences. Like, you just accept it at all. Dude, growing up as a dude, like we learned from early stages, like, yo, like, you can't have it all. There's going to be repercussions behind every decision you make and stuff like that. We learn at an early age, but girls can live in Disneyland, fairy tale, whatever like that, and just do whatever they want and expect you not to judge them, say anything, and everything like that. And that's just not the case and stuff. But as a father, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't want my daughter on the pole. As a father, you don't want your son to land in jail, and you want your daughter to be on that pole. You know what I'm saying? And if your daughter's on the pole and you're a father, man, you fail. You fucking fail.
Look, man, even as like a blue collar construction worker, was basically what I've done all my life, like all sorts of either concrete work, whatever, like any type of construction style stuff. There comes a stigma with that immediately. If I sit there and I say that to somebody, they immediately think, oh, you probably make shit money, you don't do this, you don't do that. And they think of you as lesser, even if you probably are making more money than them. You're not going to sit there and tell them that. But there's a stigma behind that. Even with that, if I just go up there to a woman and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a blue collar guy, I do carpentry, and they're like, shit, okay, whatever. I'm like, yeah, you don't know how much money's in there, do you? But they don't know that. And it's, I mean, sure, it doesn't quite work the same way with women, because their money is in selling something that you don't want other dudes to have if you're with that woman. Like, if I'm with a woman or with a certain woman and she's doing that kind of shit, I don't want all her nudes and her spicy pictures all over the place. I'm like, that's supposed to be for me. Me and you are together. You shouldn't have all that. When I'm doing my job, I'm not out there like sitting there posing all crazy and like with my dick out on a job site or something. Like, it's not the same fucking thing. It's not the same.
If I had that equipment, you better believe I'd be doing it naked. Absolutely. But no one would want to see me naked now.
I mean, to be fair, like, yeah, I'd be there. I'd be like, hey man, here's $500. I'm going to do a photo shoot on your site. And then I'm going to go make fucking $100,000 in the background because I got a 12-inch Python. Great.
Hey.
You know, whatever, like whatever. If you got it, go for it, man. I guess for the, 17 people out there that make it as dude porn stars. Okay. But like,
it seems a little bit of a high number.
Yeah, that might be. Yeah,
at least in double digits.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I don't think the balance is there, man. Like, not at all. Especially because, like, if a woman's doing that, the exposure, like, women just casually post this stuff, and they're just like, this is just my whatever, and it's like, you're showing everybody everything. Why do you think that's special if you send me a picture in lingerie now, right? Everybody's seen you in a bikini, that's more revealing. No.
Yeah.
So
And chicks are so used to doing it because, like I said, this one
the
chick.
worst, I remember I dated a girl. Sorry to cut you off, but
No,
I
go
dated
ahead.
a girl who literally did this. It was like she sent me all like these awesome pictures, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And I mean, they weren't like super. It wasn't like fully nude. It was just like nice lingerie or whatever. And I was like, "Hey, right on." And the only difference was I got him about 2 hours before she posted them on her Instagram, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? Like, what are you doing? Like." Why even do it? I was like, fuck that, dude. I'm done with this. I'm like, there's certain things that should be separate or whatever, It's like I should be able to see things that other people don't if we're together. That's usually there has to be a balance there or something like that. And when that starts getting blurred and they don't understand that, then I don't want to be with that person because they're disconnected. They don't get it.
Yeah, they so used to doing it. Like this one girl I was talking to, and normally with my contacts, I like to have a picture of the person and put it in my contacts. So when they call, their picture pop up. So I asked her, send the text message. I say, hey, can you send me a picture? Or whatever. And the first thing that came to mind, she just sent me a nude. I'm like, I wasn't asking for that. I was asking if you can send me a picture so I can put it in my contacts. She said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, I'm not mad. I'm just saying, but that's the first thing that came to her mind. Like she just gave me a nude. I'm like, God damn, like. So if you do this to me, how many other guys you do that to when they ask or whatever like that? You know what I'm saying?
Like, why am I saved as ass and titties in your phone? It's like, that's what you sent me.
Oh, man. Yep.
Well, this is a conversation we can have all night long. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody has different opinions on this one.
I haven't been in the dating scene in 14 years. So,
hey, I'm just saying. Do you want a girl? I don't know. People use the car analogy. Do you want a car that's been ran down, all the miles used up, or you want a brand new car off the lot?
Yeah, it's a good question.
At my age, you're not going to find many virgins. There you go.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Cars that are on the lot right now, a lot of these cars suck. No.
if I was ever in a position to have to be single again, I would just be single.
Just be single, Arthur. Yeah, if you was in that position, just be single, man. It's
most guys aren't getting married now either. Like a lot of girls don't understand this. They're like, why don't a lot of guys want to get married? Not even just if you get divorced, she just takes everything. It's like, I don't know. The one guy put it the best. The juice is not worth the squeeze. Like, keep in mind,
that was from Girl Next Door.
Yeah, like, keep in mind, for a lot of guys, I'm not trying to harp on women, and I always do. Keep in mind, you do everything. You work, you have your own car, your own place, everything. She essentially just gets to be the benefactor of what you build. They're kind of women like to be a part of the nest and the system. They don't want to build the nest with you. A lot of them don't, unless you get the girl like from high school that wants to be with you forever and she builds the nest with you. Most girls just come when you already have everything completed. So it's like, what do I really need you for? I already do everything. Unless you just need like to bang a chick out, then well, sure, go ahead and do that. But
my wife and I were both broke when we got married, and we actually lived with my mom for the first year, and like we built our lives together. Like I would have to fuck up so horribly bad for her to leave me, because I work really, really hard to be a good husband, and so the only way I could see myself being single would be if she died, and I would not want to deal with that kind of heartbreak again. Yeah. Or like put myself at that kind of risk. So I would focus on being either a single dad, or if she died and the kids died, I would focus on just trying to not neck myself for the rest of my life.
yeah, man. I try to tell a lot of people who are like who are married or currently in relationships, like it's nothing out here. Whatever problems I have, work that shit out, because it's nothing out here. You know what I'm saying? Work it out the best of your ability. And the thing is, even when it comes to relationships today, like especially dealing with women and stuff, social media, she has so much access to so many different men. So now the moment things start to teeter, she just abandoned, move on to the next guy, and everything. And that's where I think a lot of that stuff stems from me personally, or whatever like that. Like I accomplished so much more in my life right about now because I'm not in a relationship. It seemed like every time I got in a relationship, man, it seemed like my life just paused because she wants to be the center of everything. And I'm trying to prove, hey, I'm the best boyfriend. I'm catering to her, but it's never enough. It's never enough. And in a moment I've realized that, you know what, like I don't want to deal with this. Like I got to keep my life going. I got to keep my life moving. I got so many plans. I'm trying to lay a foundation. I'm trying to build generational wealth so I can pass down to my daughter, pass down to my future son and stuff like that. But you gotta let me cook. You gotta let me cook. Just support me. Just let me cook. Let me work. You know what I'm saying? It's not trying to make this about you and only about you and everything. So once I sort of just like staying to myself, man, I've been going up to so many new heights, you know, start my own comic book company. You know what I'm saying? Got a lucrative, you know, hobby, lucrative business going on and stuff. All because I'm not in a relationship. I don't got a woman tying me down, you know? So that's how I see it.
MSK, what happened, man? You brought all these like decent dudes on here, man. What happened to the degenerates we usually get? Like, these guys are all doing well. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, doing well. Yeah, look what I'm doing.
Yeah, no,
right
I'll
here.
drink
There
to
you
that.
go.
I'll drink to that with you, Andrew. Jesus.
What are you talking
man.
about?
Bring all these like,
Andrew's like, I'm doing well.
successful people who are all happy in their marriages.
Man's a
and shit.
teacher.
What
He
the fuck
gets to
is
go on
this?
vacation. Man, a teacher, don't you guys have like 3-month vacations or some shit? What is wrong with you?
No, my job is different. It's not. It's a state-run program that I teach at a high school. It's basically to help kids who aren't basically they don't have a future in their life, and so I teach them life skills beyond high school.
How to distill your own liquor so you can.
Hey, we have talked about that in class. Yes, we have talked about that.
You're gonna need this skill because it's the only way to get by later on. Because fuck, it's rough out there.
I had and if we get sued, we get sued. But on one of my stills, I had a little leak in it. It wasn't doing it properly. So I took a video of it and I brought it into my class because I have some kids in the welding class. I said, maybe they can help me fix it or something. So I showed them the video. They're looking like, yeah, if you weld over here and do this over there, you'll fix it and everything.
You hit it with the TIG at 190 and then hit this with that.
I actually brought the still into the welding shop and asked the teacher, can you do something? I said, have the kids do it. And he goes, okay. And they fixed it for me. So yeah, there's benefits of that. And I tell the kids all the time, I said, you know what? Everyone puts their pants on the same way and ties their shoes the same way. Just because society thinks a doctor is better than a plumber doesn't mean a doctor is better than a plumber. If they don't treat you with
plumbers
respect,
out there that make more.
You can
have the right business.
Exactly. I said, tell them to kiss your
And
butt. You don't need that kind of attitude.
Because they're not going to get sued if the doctor says something wrong or uses the wrong pronouns.
Yeah. Yep.
You can still get sued as a plumber. Maybe not for the same thing, but if you flood somebody's house, yeah.
My class is such. I had a student come up to me the other day, and she's a lesbian. Everyone knows she's lesbian. She comes up to me and say, hey, Mr. P, I can't be in this certain class. I said, why not? He goes, because this other girl in there wants to fuck me all the time, and I don't want to be with her. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, can you get me out of that class? I'm like, well, if that's the actual case, you guys can't be around each other. You got to talk to the counselor. I said, you know, you're not supposed to say that kind of stuff to me in school. She goes, well, you're a different kind of teacher. I'm like, okay, you're right. Yeah.
Be careful with that kind of wording, man. That might get you in trouble.
Oh, believe it.
Oh, he's a different kind of teacher. Like, no.
I get in so much trouble.
Don't put that bad juju.
I spend more
man.
time in the principal's office than most kids. I'm used to that.
Dude, I was so known for fucking ditching high school that my counselor would open the gate to let me the fuck out.
Oh my god!
Dead serious. He knew that I needed to. He was like, you're gonna fucking leave anyway. Stop climbing the gate. I'll just open the damn thing and you can go. And I was like, thank you. Like, it was no problem. Still passed. Wow. It was all good.
Yeah. So the kids I teach, they're a special breed. They're different, and I have to basically wrangle them in line and basically teach them life skills. Yeah, it's as simple as that. I tell them, and this is the truth. I've been a ditch digger in my life, and I've been a bank professional in my life, and everything in between. So I know the ropes. Unfortunately, that's how my life has been. I can tell you everything in between. I've been there, done that. I've been the guy that's sitting in line at the bank, you know, all dirty from working in the field all day long, from dirt from head to toe, and people look at me like I'm an idiot. And also, I've been the guy with the 3-piece suit standing in line, getting a deposit out and getting treated with respect. I've been on both sides. I know how it goes, and it's sad. The way society treats each individual, it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
I said people are just trying to do a job.
To be white here in California, but all right.
Well, that's why I tell my son, like, whenever he talks about, I mean, he's 5, so he changes what he wants to be all the time. But it's always something blue
the next
collar.
day he's a banker. Got it.
No, he always wants to be something blue collar. I'm like, good.
Does he want to be a girl one day and a boy the next day?
That's the wrong. That means you know you messed up.
No. We tell him. We tell him all the time. Nope, you're a boy. Your sister's a girl. That's the way it works. And like
there's only two.
Sometimes there was one time where he said he wanted to be a girl because his best friend, who my wife babysat and is the same age as him, is also a girl. And he thought that if he was a girl, she would hang out with him more. But now he talks about how he's going to marry her when they grow up.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Which is what kids usually do. Yeah,
exactly.
Like, this is my best friend, who also is the only girl I've met since I've been 5 years old. I'm marrying this one.
But I was telling like a blue collar job is a good job. And
absolutely
plumbers are fucking recession proof.
Dude, electricians, plumbers,
carpenters,
any type of you're needed, especially. I mean, right now it's almost sadly to say a golden age in California with all the shit that just burned down and all that crap. It's like, hey guys,
in 5 years,
get into demolition and cleanup, and then get into fucking learning how to build that shit back up.
Yeah,
do both of them, and you'll have a job for the next 10 years, guaranteed.
My dad does electrical work. He does plumbing, and he's a carpenter. So yeah.
Exactly. Like I do carpentry, I do masonry, and I don't really do electrical because I don't have a license. I can run all the electrical, but since I don't have a license, I can't legally connect it. But what they'll do is they'll hire me to run the lines and all that and get it right there to where then they just go boop and then they can do it.
Yeah.
And because they have a license behind it, if something happens, it's still on them. It's not on me.
Right.
That's the problem, is like when you don't have a certain licenses for stuff, you can only do things up to a certain point, and then they got to do that last little bit. That's why they hire people like me who will go in there and like do all the quick shit. And it's just like, it's not quick, but it's like,
what you mean.
You do the dirty work and then I get to claim all the credit for it. I'm like, whatever, you still pay me pretty good for it. So I don't really
Hey, that's how it was when my parents built a house in Florida. The contractor had all the licenses himself, the plumbing license. He was an electrician, he was a plumber, he did everything, but he had hired all the illegal Mexicans to build the houses up until the last step. And then, like you said, he would hook up the electricity. He would combine the last place for the plumbing, do all that stuff. And he gets cheap labor doing it. Yeah.
There's a lot of people out here who straight up, you just go and you can just get a contractor's license if you can pass the test. You can pass the test for a contractor's license and you can use your contractor's number, and then you hire out through, your electricians, plumbers, whatever you need, whatever the job is. And then you hire through your contractor's license, you pay these guys to do it. Exactly, and you could not know how to do any of it yourself. I ran into hundreds of those people who literally probably barely know how to use a goddamn screwdriver, but they're getting paid dumb amount of money because they're doing all the bids. They're like, oh, I can do this. Like they know the measurements. They do this. I know how much this. They buy all that, and then they hire outside, and then they're just like, I just take the profit, and they don't have to do anything other than they put their number down. They're like, here's my contractor number, boom, and then that's it. They don't got to do shit basically, other than be there for like an inspection or something. That's it.
Yep.
It's kind of pretty genius. You just get people you trust and then rake in the money.
Don't work harder, work smarter.
Exactly. And you guys almost don't even need money to do it. You just need to be able to take a test really well.
Where is this conversation going? We've gone from Pokemon to comic books to porn stars to contracting. Holy crikey.
This is just how men talk. This is
exactly.
It's misogynistic to talk this way. It's bad. Don't do this. Don't tell
we
guys.
Built up Mugen Lords, built up his comic book. We went to all sorts of stuff. We talked about how MSK is clearly gay. It's fine.
That's never happened. Clearly banged a lot of women.
He wants to invite us all out for a cup of tea somewhere. Yeah, that's what it is.
Somewhere.
Just a bro drink under the table, Okay. Yeah. Well, we got to do outros because I have to go take care of something that's pretty decently important, apparently.
I'm tired. I get ready for bed.
All right. We'll start with Andrew. What do you have planned coming up, man?
Topfitnessstrategies.com for the old guys over 50 years old. That's what it's all about. Then also Popcorn and Whiskey. Tune in and have fun. Find me. My name, either Andrew Paletto or Top Fitness Strategies. Find me anywhere. And Arthur, I just followed you on all your platforms, by the way, buddy.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Let me know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just your name, Arthur Nix? If I just look that up on YouTube, I'll find you.
Yeah, the Arthur Nix.
I already follow Mugen and Andrew, so I'll follow you as well.
Yep, I am the Arthur Nix on every platform that I'm on, which is
Right on.
Facebook, YouTube. Or no, not Facebook. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, TikTok
X.
till tomorrow, X for sure. Yep, and locals, thearthurnix.locals.com. And I do 3 videos a day, so 2 current topics and then 1 clip from my live streams. I live stream Wednesday and Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern for 2 hours.
Let me ask you, what's the basis of your content? Like, what kind of content do you normally do? Like,
So
this is usually just free form, so I don't know anything. I know Mugen just because I've seen him posting his comic stuff lately. But
so I do,
and Andrew because he's been on here. But
politics and news stuff, news commentary. Okay. So like this last week, I talked a lot about like the Elon Musk and Asmongold drama. I talked a lot about the pirate software drama, and then I spent a lot of time talking about the election. As well. I talk about like entertainment news, some gaming stuff that I'm trying to work back into. And then sometimes I have guests on my stream. So like this last week, I had a guy that I found on TikTok who's a capitalist. So we talked about capitalism a lot. And then on Friday, this coming week, I'll be having Eric Roll on my stream. Cool. He was canceled from Funimation. He did some dubbing for Orin High School is what I think is what that show.
Uran, like Ouran.
I unfortunately don't know anime like very well, but Eric's a good dude, good friend of mine, and so we're gonna be streaming together, and that's basically what I do. So I've done a lot more of the white or the board stuff. Instead of just reading other people's stuff, I'm collating a lot of data together and like illustrating it for my videos. And so I'm trying to do a lot of that and then put all of my sources up on my locals page as well.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
Nice
stuff.
Yeah. You guys suck. Mugen,
come back to us, MSK. Come back to us now. All right.
Dealing with some stuff. Holy crap. Mugen Lord, what you got planned coming up, man?
Yes, I have a Xeno series retrospective that's coming next week. And I'm going to try to get my Terminator Zero, which is the Terminator anime. I'm going to try to get that review out next week as well. And as I said before, if you're interested in wanting to support my comic, or if you're just not into comics, but into what I'm doing and want to support it, you can still leave a donation on the Kickstarter page as well. But yes, thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Anytime, man. Sci-Fax, what you got planned coming up besides banging my wife?
I mean, that's just fucking Monday through Sunday on that one. But tonight, later tonight, I'll be on DA's stream. He had an extra stream going on for the nightcap.
Where can we find you, Sci-Fax?
You can just find me at Sci-Fax. Like this name, I've used it for like over 25 years, even when I used to play Counter-Strike professionally and stuff. Mainly YouTube is the only thing I post on. Now, if you want to find me on X, you can find me at Gallows the Media. I don't really actually post on there, but that's a way that you can contact me. Like, it's just the only reason I'm even have a check mark on there is because I wanted to mess around with the Grok thing and I forgot to cancel it. So I was like, whatever. So I have a check mark on there for now. I think I canceled it finally. But I mainly just do reviews on whatever new movies are coming out. I try to just join people's streams when I can, like Hold My DualShock, DA, Derek Anderson. I come on here with MSK on Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And then I'm trying to find other stuff to make more content about, because I feel like most of the topics that people talk about, usually when I'm on people's streams, I kind of make my peace with it while I'm on there. So it's hard to go out of my way to make another video about it. And it's like, you already heard me talk about it. If you've seen me or you're following me, you've probably already heard me talk about it. I probably should just do it anyways.
We'll have to hook up, my friend. I think you and I can have some.
If down to drink,
kind of
like,
gay. I didn't say you guys could get together. I forbid this.
Like,
you know what? Hey,
jump on a stream.
Don't ask, don't tell.
I'm going to stream, like, tell me what whiskey you're drinking. We can sit there and review some whiskey, just shoot the shit, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll do that. Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm down.
Almost. Oh my God.
Other than that, I'm trying to, obviously I just changed my setup.
Look at the black man being racist over there.
my last video, I was testing some like overlays and stuff, and I'm trying to make everything look a little bit better. So I'm trying to, just slowly upgrade. I'm bad at all this stuff. I'll admit that freely. It's no problem. I say that no problem. I'm bad at all this stuff. I'm very bad at this stuff. I can build you a bunch of cool shit in real life. Online, not great. So I'm trying to get better at this stuff. And as I do it, I'm making more videos and trying to use overlays, try to make it look more professional. And that's about it. As my reviews go on and other stuff, I'm just hoping it starts to look better, seem better, flow better. I don't know. Trying to do better, while I'm doing this content stuff. And then, get to meet all sorts of awesome people like yourselves and just sit there and shoot the shit, man. That's what I like to do. That's kind of what main reason I even jumped on this stuff, man. It's fun just to meet people. And I just like talking to people. It's fun. So
cool.
There you go.
I just subscribe to all you guys just now.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, sir.
Arthur, what you got planned coming up, man? Besides not banging my wife.
He went first.
He went first already, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I went already.
Going around the horn again, guys.
Hey,
you still sleep, my dude.
One more time.
I'm the one drinking, not you. What the hell, dude? Come on now.
Yeah.
So cheers to that.
As you guys know, for myself, I am, hot, rich, good looking. I got a Lambo outside, banging girls in Vegas every weekend.
Yeah.
Why can't he ever just not be on my side? Fuck, man. God damn it. So, yeah, for me, nothing else changed. I've been continuing my goal with 2025, just putting out more consistent content, obviously in a shorter time frame. Both channels are getting content pretty regularly. Cloud9 podcast is Sundays and Thursdays. This show is Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. The Tuesday show with Savage Dad is on if he's in town, obviously. That'll be usually the day we have our show together. Then I have another guy for comic book content as well, trying to figure out a day where we can just do it on a consistent day rather than just doing it on the fly. So that's pretty much it. Gonna work on getting a lot of stuff done this year. So yeah, that's what I want everyone to do. Get your stuff done. Like Andrew said, he's 50. He got much time left. Let's start doing some stuff.
God damn, dude.
God damn.
Wow.
He's going to get into calisthenics, man. He's going to be more buff than you are in a couple weeks, dude. What are you talking about?
I'm in the grave. Damn.
Noodle ass arms, MSK, dude. And Andrew probably has bigger guns than you. Come on.
God, man. I'm just like, we all could literally drop dead tomorrow. We don't got time to be playing around. Get your stuff done.
Hey,
anything you want to do.
Don't give me hope. No.
Hey, the Taliban banned women from talking to each other, and Cyfax is like, I can only get so hard. I'm like, you know what? This man's crazy. This man's insane. Hey,
are you leaking our DMs already? What the fuck?
So, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. We'll see you guys.